Fantastic weather for cricket once again. We greet you with the news that third place playoff match is about to begin in the inaugural edition of the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League, powered by BetCageSports, under the auspices or under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. The Piranhas against the Pitbulls, that's right, the Berbice Piranhas against the Demerara Pitbulls for a third place title, so to speak. Two teams that did not qualify from the semi-finals into the final, and now they're having a chance to play another game in this tournament. 5 at the preliminary stage, 1 semi-final, and now the 7th match. It's an opportunity for players to have more opportunities in the middle, and also for the national selectors to look at players in an extended tournament. 7 matches for most of these teams, except for the Caimans and the Hawks, who just had their 5 preliminary games and did not qualify for the final phase of the tournament. So we're ready with wonderful weather here at the National Stadium on the east bank of Demerara. The Pitbulls taking first strike against the Piranhas. Christopher Barnwell winning the toss and immediately saying that he's going to bat first in what is considered to be perfect conditions for cricket. Kelvin Umrah, the left-arm spinner from Albion, about to pick up the attack from the southern end. Umpire Stefan Josiah and Moses Ramphal are in the middle as well. Perez and Prasad, familiar faces, are the top of the order for the Pitbulls. And alongside me, Indrajit Prasad, Indrajit, Pitbulls and Piranhas for third place. Pitbulls winning the toss, batting first.
Yes, not a surprising decision whatsoever. They want to ensure, John, that they get runs on the board, which is of vital importance. And with Raymond Perez and Joshua Prasad opening the batting out in the middle in blazing sunshine, the pitch continues to get better, and that's because moisture has already gone from it.
First ball, Umrah to Perez. Bold! Perez is as if he's not woken up as yet, exposing all 3 stumps, and Kelvin Umrah on target, hitting the leg stump. What a dream start for Kelvin Umrah and for the Berbice Piranhas.
Now that's a very poor shot. Look at this one here. And you're right, John. The question is, has he woken up? There's something called boo-boo on the eye when you get up early in the morning. He has not even wiped that away. That's a wake-up call for him. Not good enough when you are playing for third place position here. Played brilliantly for his 40-odd last evening. But coming out today, first delivery, good delivery from Kelvin Umrah. He continues to bowl well, but he could have played it better. Didn't even look to stretch forward and reach to the pitch of the delivery. Poor shot selection. Well done, Kelvin Umrah.
Christopher Barnwell, with all of his experience, makes his way in the middle now. At the pivotal number 3 position, the captain himself. At the preliminary stages, the Pitbulls finished second to the Jaguars, and they were tied with the Anacondas for points, and the Piranhas as well. Net run rate separating the 3. Piranhas lost their game yesterday to the Jaguars, and Pitbulls were wrapped up by the Anacondas last night on the lights. So third place position up for grabs here, because tonight will be 1 and 2. Umrah to the new batsman, Barnwell. Runs on the board now in the form of extras. But Indrajit Barnwell coming out pretty early. I'm sure he was not ready for that. With 2 established openers, he felt, I'm sure, that he had some time in the dugout.
Yes, John, you're right about that. He's the senior statesman in the squad, and he wants to ensure that he bats as long as possible, Chris Barnwell. And I think he's still annoyed with himself for the single he attempted last evening and got himself run out that changed the entire complexion of the game.
Shot, beating the fielder at that mid-off position. Powerfully played by Barnwell to get off the mark. He's off and running with 4.
Classical off drive to the right of the wide mid-off. And he has the power Once he hits them, they stay hit, and he gets the boundary. Now, in the first 6 overs, this is going to be interesting how Barnwell deals with the barrage of spinners that will be unleashed.
I remember one of the T20 games at Enmore early up in the year. Barnwell came in at the number 3 position after one of the openers went pretty cheaply. Look at that savage drive. This time, tight in defense. Yeah, I remember him coming in at the number 3 position. And as if he was upset with the opposition side that he's batting so early, and blasted the ball to all parts of the ground. Many felt he was going to get to 3 figures before 10 overs were finished. Did not happen, but I get the impression, Indrajit, that he's in such a mood again. 5 after the first over. That's the Pitbull side for you today. Daniel Mutu coming into the 11. Swami as well, and Ronaldo Jeffrey. So some changes for the Pitbulls. Score remains on 5-1 after the first over.
It's been a mixture in the over. I think brilliantly bowled. The Piranhas, Jonathan Rampasad, he's the skipper. Sukwa, Aryan Pasad, Ashraf Budu, Rashad Ghafoor, Macho Nandu, Kelvin Umrao, Devendra, Lachman, Romeo Dianorain, Sion Glasgow, and Danai. That makes up the Piranhas team.
The last time these teams met, I'm sure the spectators will remember that. The Pitbulls won 74 for 4, but the Piranhas won 79 in reply for the loss of same 4, with 3 deliveries still to spare. Piranhas winning that one handsomely by 6 wickets. That was at the LBI ground when Adrian Sukwa went all guns blazing with 97. Nice crowd building up, legit.
Yes, certainly. And spectators chose to come here. They're having, good cricket to look at, occasion to chat, eat some good food, reminisce about games they have seen before. You mentioned that match where the Piranhas came up trump. That was a brilliant performance by them. Fantastic innings by Sukwa.
Danai with a new ball. I'm sure he'll be very pleased with this. Been underbowled in this tournament for a frontline seamer. Suresh Danai, the Barbishan. We're getting an opportunity now over number 2. He will be happy. And he may ask himself, why is it at this stage of the tournament that I'm given the ball, the new ball? But it's an opportunity to prove yourself, Mr. Danai.
And that's short and blasted over forward square. That's gone away. That's gone for a maximum. Can't bowl short like that on this type of wicket. Good true bounce. And Joshua Prasad executed brilliantly.
Picking up from where he left off last night, Joshua Prasad. Got a short delivery. A nice one that was angled into him. And quickly into position. He loves to play square of the wicket. Prasad. Then I definitely will want to get it much closer. Some room again outside the off stump. This one is sailed away backward of point. The chase is on. But the fielder can give it up now. He's going to come second. 4 more consecutive boundaries now. 10 runs from 2 balls.
Yes, and just what the doctor ordered here for the Pitbulls. They have lost the early wicket. But with that 6 and that 4, open up thing. Barnwell in the previous over, striking one through wide mid-off and getting the boundary. Danai has to learn and learn quickly.
Beautiful delivery. Nicely bowled. Good comeback from Danai. He's calling him a snakes. And that one snake back after pitching just outside the off stump. Last time these teams met, Joshua Prasad made 45 for the Pitbulls. Pitbulls, I'm sure, after their 20 overs with 174 on the board, felt that they had it all wrapped up. But Adrian Sukwa, 97 from 57, 12 fours and 3 sixes. He said, no, tonight is going to be my night. Turned out to be his night indeed.
Yes, and that's nicely knocked down at a backward point. Can't score. Left the bat in a hurry, Joshua Prasad. And he looks a touch player. But the sad thing is that he never really go on to score big in this competition, Joshua Prasad. It's been a little struggle for him. Look a little bit more better last night with a few shots. Yeah, better line this time, and the length wasn't bad as well. Some extra pace on it too. Second over gone. It's 15 for the loss of 1.
The Dindials are out. Appearance of Mavindra Dindial, who's actually in Antigua. Seconded there for an entire year by Cricket West Indies. Young players in that academy setup. 1 year learning the ins and outs of cricket, and while getting exposure as well on field.
Yes, certainly good for Mavendra Dindial. We are all happy for him. Youthful talent, played for the West Indies at the under-19 World Cup level. And good to see him, progress.
Umrao to continue. Barry looking to take him on. What an effort from the field at mid-off. Similar in the first over. And a similar result as well for Barnwell. Barnwell looking to take on the young left-arm spinner. And getting good connection to deliver it just wide of his off stump.
Yes, and he hit it well. Diving effort down towards his left at mid-off. And that ball scoot away for 4. Chris hits them and hits them very, very hard indeed. Did not get the height he was looking for, but had enough on it to get the boundary. And in these 6 overs, we are in the third over. If you don't pitch right Sukwa, that's Umrao, he's going to go a long way. Generally, he's a good bowler, so I think he's up for the challenge. Let's see.
5 wickets for him before today. Did not play when these teams played at LBI. A good comeback. The best of 3 for 21 against the Jaguars. And he's in the same team with his very good friend Machu Nandu. Both plays for the national side on the 19 level. In the year, Nandu at long on will have to come around to cut it off. Umrao joining that list of long list of left arm spinners in Guyana. Quite a quality player as well.
Yes, he is, and he's a good boy. I think a talent that we can work with. Joshua Prasad, current form. Had great starts, 31, 24, 45 his highest so far. But he has not been able to go past that 50 mark.
Yeah, highest is 45. Overall, 143 runs in the tournament for him. This is his 7th innings, Joshua Prasad. (22, 24, 31). Some of his other scores in the tournament. Barnwell short of runs in the tournament, but has an opportunity now to bat deep. Just 65 runs before today. Runs have dried up for him.
Yes, this just brought back memories of what happened last evening to Christopher Barnwell. Committed for the single. Joshua was a little bit late to take off, and a little confusion by a ring of fielders there. He get the single. Good to see him survive. 3 gone, 22 for the loss of 1.
Barnwell best score of the season, 32 against the Caimans. Against the Anacondas, 9. Piranhas, 8. 11 against the Hawks. And no score against the Jaguars.
And certainly, John, he will look to improve that. Now, despite they have lost the early wicket, they have gone on to 22. So the run rate is good. Nothing wrong with that. And with both these guys can strike the ball, a nice little partnership is building here. It's worth 22 so far. Fourth ball of the match. Raymond Perez, his thumbs were uprooted by Kelvin Umrao. But so far, these two, they have settled down nicely.
Young Andrew doing 100 meters sprint. Reminds me of Colin de Oliveira, who does so at the international level. Danai starts his second over. Barnwell trapped on the crease there, but steers it down towards backward point for another single. So both of these batters in double figures, both batters on 11. 7 deliveries for Joshua Prasad so far, 1-4-1-6. Nice healthy strike rate early in his innings. The American Cricket Club right-handed player. Started out at the Guyana Sports Club. Then made the move to the American Cricket Club. I think it was the year 2017 or thereabout, just before the Under-19 World Cup. Quite a good player he is.
Yes, I remember following his career, coming to see cricket in Georgetown. He had some good battles himself. Ashmid Ned, Dr. Ronaldo McGarrell, Andrew Prasad. They were playing for Queen's College at the time. And I think Joshua was playing for Chase Academy, if I remember well. So too Ashmid Ned. And they had some fabulous matches. Wow, just like this. That's a great shot. That's gone for a maximum. It was short, badly lined here from Suresh Danai, and he paid the penalty in the most emphatic fashion. Look at this one here. Looking to bowl short and too short. That's a great shot.
Got into position very quickly. Prasad. Look at that, back into his crease. Make it even shorter than it was already. Pulling again, this time forward of square. And a similar type of result, 4 runs. Just like this previous over from Danai. 4, then 6, this time 6, then 4. Danai under a whole lot of pressure now. Pretty expensive so far for the right-arm medium fast bowler.
Yeah, that was almost a long hop ball by Suresh Danai. Look at that. It was there for the picking. And he smashed it immediately. Now, if you're going to bowl the short ball, you must have a game plan. What is going to be the length of the short ball that I'm going to be bowling and where I'm going to attack the batter with the short ball. You just don't bowl a short ball because you're a fast bowler. He didn't bowl a single ball in the entire game yesterday. Given an opportunity here, and just a little bit too short.
6 scalps to him on 2 occasions in those games. Did not finish his quota of 4 overs. Today, very expensive with the new ball. Partnership now on to 33 in no time. Useful contributions from Prasad, of course. Barnwell just gotten started. 11 runs in this over. To predict that score, but our software is predicting 165 at this current scoring rate. If they get there, it could be a nice chase in the afternoon. And this is the tournament so far. We've travelled from LBI to Lusignan to Pomona to Blairmont, the number 69 village on the Quarantine Coast. And now here we are at the National Stadium. Everest had 1 game as well. So movements have been made. And now we're seeing the penultimate match of this year's tournament as Aryan Prasad comes into the attack from the southern end. Left arm spin again.
Yes, and there is quite an appetite for this kind of skill, left arm. And he has to pitch and pitch correctly. You do not want to give Barnwell too much of a room. That wasn't a bad delivery, but Barnwell is looking for that gap on the offside field. Now that's short, undriven. Crashed into the pads there of Joshua Prasad. That had some smack on it, John.
You can see the evidence. Prasad is just shaking out his ankles. Still in the power play. Over number 5 being bowled by Aryan Prasad, a 20-year-old who plays his club cricket at the Georgetown Cricket Club. One thing Aryan Prasad is going to do is to do some change-ups. That one came back with the arm, trapping his namesake. Might be unrelated Prasad on the crease. Josh Prasad on strike, Aryan Prasad bowling. Indrajit Prasad in the commentary box. With Indrajit, I'm sure we'll say, no, we're not related.
Yeah, we're related because of namesake Prasads. That's the most popular name in Guyana, you know, beating the short extra cover. And they've taken one, that's all they're going to get. Left-handed return comes in. Also a good-looking shot. Prasad is bowling well. I like where he's touching down. He has a variety in his bowling. Can bowl the slower one. Can rip it a little, give you the faster, flatter delivery.
Just graduated from the under-19 level. Barnwell looking to take him on, but there's a fielder right back on the boundary. And it's a miss hit from Barnwell. And that could have gone anyway had he gotten better connection. But Aryan Prasad is a brave left-arm spinner. His first over comes to an end, 36-1 after 5.
Yes, and Barnwell there, he was stifled for any room whatsoever. It was in the air, but to the right of Matthew Nandu down on the boundary and away from him a good distance too. So he lives to survive there. 1 over remain in the power play. Despite losing the early wicket of Raymond Perez, these two, they have blossomed on a sunlit, windy afternoon here at the National Stadium in Guyana. And a few sprinkling of spectators we are seeing here now in the green stand. That's the stand that has been open to spectatorship view. And good to have them here. They've been here since the first match when the Pakaraima ladies came up against the Kaichor ladies. 36 for the loss of 1. Hello to you, Naeem.
Hi, I'm looking at one of the spectators there. Reminds me of the Sri Lankan Yorker specialist. And nice afternoon, as you mentioned. And so it's good to be here. This is the 3rd place playoff. And of course, we move into the grand finale later on. Christopher Barnwell, a big knock here is expected of him.
Latchman short, and that's pulled disdainfully out through the mid-wicket region for 4 runs. Too short, Latchman, and paid the penalty.
Well, Latch and Barnwell latched onto that. Look at this. Short, in behind, full swing of the bat, and down towards the boundary for 4.
Now, if you're going to bowl that short and you're still in the fielding restriction, you want to ensure somebody's down on the boundary. Now they're pushing the backward square, or square leg rather, out on the boundary, and also the forward square going out on the boundary. So let's see if he's going to pong it in short again. If he goes short, Barnwell is going to go big.
Barnwell is in good nick. He's flowing. There's no hesitation or hesitancy about his stroke play. Full flow of the bat. And he's been just putting them around the place wherever the ball comes. So Davindra Latchman has got to be overly smart here because there's no close catching people. No slip. There's a man down at short backward point or a very wide gully.
Yes, a little slow delivery here from Latchman, and well played too by Chris Barnwell. Working it. An intelligent cricket. You already got a 6 in the over. The ball was there for a single. He got the single. Back comes Joshua Passad. Now this partnership, Naeem, 41 between the two of them, is going to be worrying for the Berbice Piranhas.
That's safe. That's safe. It's gone powerfully straight over long arm towards mid-wicket and over the boundary rope maximum there. Calculated, deliberate shot. The infield, of course, in the power play allows Joshua to free his hand there.
Yes, this was almost on the half volley there, and he picked it up nicely. And because there is nobody out there at wide mid-wicket, he can play the shot at will. Short of the back foot, brilliantly cut away, out through backward point for 4. That's a scintillating shot with all the charm and grace and flamboyance that you can see. I enjoy that one. The 50 has come up here for the Pitbulls, 51 for 1.
Yeah, and he's posing actually for the cameras. Brilliant shot, picked the gap and picked it well. And there are a cluster of men out there just about cover point, square. It bisected that gap precisely.
Yeah, fantastic shot by the little man. And this time he's flicking away. Out through forward square. Looking for 2, but Barnwell sliding, going down. 6 overs gone. The power play has been completed. The Pitbulls, 52 for the loss of 1 and looking good.
And those 52 runs coming in just about 33 deliveries, I think. And the projected score 173 because of the rate at which they're scoring. I think Barnwell will be very inclined. What's a hopeful total you might be thinking? That's Joshua Passad 33, Barnwell 18, the scorers batting there at the moment. But 173, I think Barnwell will be pleased with that if the computer is right.
Yes, and once they do not lose too many wickets in a cluster, they're definitely heading maybe past that 173. This is a very, very good pitch for a T20 game. So umpire Stefan Josiah just signaling that a power play has been completed, and we move now into over number 7. Aryan Passad first over was a good one. Just 3 runs came.
But Donald came back actually, G, to the right-handed batsman. I think initially he was looking for the one going away. It came back in, took him by surprise.
That's actually the arm ball, and it was brilliantly bowled. On drive, wide of long on. Nandu is after it. Good work by Nandu on the boundary region. He has a lot of work to do in that area. Yesterday was looking to go for glory for a maximum, got a leading edge and was caught down at mid-on. Let's see when he gets out in the middle today. He will want to make amends for that.
Down the leg side, wide signal. Well, the Pitbulls, I guess, they have been disgusted with themselves, disappointed. The strongest team on paper. They've got a line of batsmen to come. So these two can afford to go after it because they've already built a semi-platform here. But to have lost in one of the semi-finals yesterday, they must be pretty disgusted.
Yes, I think they are. At one stage, they were well ahead of the required run rate, and then they begin to lose wickets and lose them a lot. And that caused their demise. That's short. And Joshua felt that he might have done a little bit better, but he was cramped for room. Aryan Passad, his line has been real good here. Yeah, and he's showing a lot of discipline here, Aryan Passad. Nothing whatsoever for him to drive, and he has to think twice before coming down the track. We're watching good cricket out in the middle here. This time, rocks on the back foot, gets a single into the offside field down towards mid-off. 7 overs gone, 55 for the loss of 1.
Well, not only the cricketers are happy for this tournament, I think the Guyana Cricket Board must be smiling there. It has been a success. Compliments again to, as you watch the Manhattan graph there for you, scoring rate picking up. But the Guyana Board and the sponsor BetCage, along with the president, executive president of the country, Dr. Ali, that it has been a success. I think it has produced quality cricket, and not only that, I think it got better as the tournament edged on towards the final chapter.
Yes, and what a vantage point there to watch the cricket. These two certainly having a ball of a time. And that's what spectators do wherever they feel comfortable. Especially in Ghana, they're going to take a seat.
See that again, Jeet. We see that a lot in the countryside. For those people outside and don't know Guyana, we're in the central part, the capital, not far away from Georgetown, but in the countryside, they're on rooftops, verandas, if the houses are very close by, as in the case of Albion, for example. And they just watch out there and enjoy picnic style. There's always food. Food, food, food. Beautiful atmosphere. Rustic scenes in the countryside.
Jonathan Rampasad has been introducing. In fact, he introduced himself into the attack. Nice little drive down on the onside of the pitch. Was in the air for a while. Clearly safe of any hands. And the single has been taken. Yesterday, Jonathan Rampasad was almost magical, Naeem. 4 overs, picked up 4 for 10. And at one time, his team, felt that they could have won this game. He's given up his graduation at Tain Campus, University of Guyana, to play cricket. Bachelor of Science Management. And he said in a Facebook post, "This one is from my mom."
It's so beautiful to have these youngsters, bright youngsters, still going after cricket. At one time, I think the Pakistan team, the international team of the 1970s late, quite possibly had the most academics inside, leading, of course, with Imran Khan at that time. So it's nice to see when you have bright, intelligent people. Congratulations to him and the others.
Oh.
He probably calculated that they can't take the degree away from me. Even if I don't turn up at the graduation, I'll still get it. But this year could put me somewhere. He's very ambitious, I guess.
It's a brave move by the youngster.
Gig, boy. Gig, man,
Correct, a
gig.
single. Might very well be running away towards the boundary. It does. And that got better timing than I expected here. And he gets the boundary. Well played, Christopher Barnwell.
Barnwell is in good nick. There's no doubt about that. He's middling the ball. That was the inside part, though. Inside edge, actually. Miscalculated just because he was trying to drag it from outside the line of the off stump. Still got it into the boundary.
Catch it. No.
Yeah, and he's gone again. That's another brilliant shot. In fact, this time even better.
Just going through the motion here,
That's
guys.
gone over mid-wicket and it's gone for a maximum. Pick that one up beautifully. And how life can change. Yesterday, magnificent performance, 4 from 10. Today, in his first over, none for 13. Of course, it's a different day.
The man has got 10 runs over. He's 200. We got chase,
Just milking the last ball there for a single. 8 overs gone. It's 70 for the loss of 1.
And this is not bad at all. The current run rate, 8.75. I think they can be very, very happy. And I was thinking that once they build this platform to launch a full-scale attack, because they have a very strong batting lineup going right down to the end. So they have that positivity with them. They're equipped with a lot of batting, and so they can afford, these batsmen, after having built this platform, to really step on the gas.
Yes, and they have been doing that. And Some happy faces there in the dugout for the Pitbulls. And yes, I think that deep inside of them they felt they did not manage their run chase yesterday very well. That's the reason why they've been knocked off the final. Tonight that's going to be huge at 7 p.m. The Essequibo Jaguars against the Essequibo Anacondas. And they will be playing for bragging rights. They'll be going at each other very, very hard.
They've got some cash too, $3 million in total, that's my understanding. I'll get all the details for you as the match goes on. Absolutely gorgeous sunshine here. This is blistering, actually. Short. You don't do that to Barnwell. He got off this time, Aryan Passad. Barnwell found a man feeling there on inside the offside. Barnwell's very strong young man and seasoned campaigner at even the national level. He'll pick up a couple of runs. Would they come for the second? Yes.
That was because of a little fumble down at wide long off. And he got the second, but lovely looking drive by Christopher Barnwell. He's timing the ball sweetly, and he's strong guy. This has been a very good innings, and Joshua Passad looking real good too, 37 from his 25.
Joshua has actually outscored him. Not typical scenario or situation, but he's actually outscored him 34 from 25. Quite a good strike rate there.
It is definitely a good strike rate, and that's good to see. And Joshua just growing in confidence.
Joshua reminds me a little bit of our own Dr. McGarrell. Stockily built, strong, a jungle of hair, more rich like eco, the great forests of our country. Just get a single here.
Yes, some guys like different kinds of hairstyle. Some will go clean shaven. Some will grow a chunk of hair. I heard you talking about Lasit Malinga, comparing him to one of the spectators you would have seen in the stand. That's a good delivery. Well played, Barnwell. Just rocking on the back foot there and punching it into the offside field. 9 overs gone, 75 for the loss of 1.
Yes, they have just become a little casual now. I think what Barnwell is trying to do is build that partnership. He wants to see a big score at the end. There you have it. Some of our board officials there having lunch. I think that's the second time Anthony is having lunch.
Yes, he is the operation manager of the Guyana Cricket Board. Anthony Danrad. And there's some other fellas there. Well, I guess the nature of the work, you take a 2-3 bite and you have to get on and do something else. It looks differently, right?
In his case, it's 2-3 boxes, it seems. Anthony's a wonderful figure serving cricket at the national level. We have so many people over the years who have given their service, many of them for free. So we're going to have another change. Ashraf Ali Budu. Can't recall seeing him in this tournament before this game.
Yes, he played in quite a few of the matches. Played here yesterday in the semi-final as well.
Come round.
He's a very talented cricketer from Berbice. Bats well. And I remember, some people in Berbice, especially Devendra Bishu, former West Indies leg spinner, feels very highly of this youngster. In fact, he once said, this is one for the future.
Quick, smart single. Good running here between Barnwell and Passad. Something that the girls who played earlier in the exhibition match should have stayed around and have a keen look at how the more mature and senior players of Guyana approach them. I guess they do a lot of that anyway.
Oh, he's going big here, Joshua Passard, and that's gone bang into the red stand. That's a ferocious shot by the right-hander. His muscles came into play there, Joshua Passard. That's a fine shot, Naeem. Everything was good about it.
Connection, posture. He was at the spot, the sweet spot there.
And this is good to see by Joshua Passard, showing brilliance in his earlier career when he went to school, and he's back here. And, you know, he has been consistent in this year's tournament. And if all goes well, and there is indeed Cricket West Indies T20 competition next year, you know, these guys are putting up their names for count for Guyana. And you never know what can happen. BetCageSports presents this opportunity. Joshua Passard going away, beating the fielder, running away deep on the forward square boundary. That's gone through square leg for 4 more runs. So he is on a high, and he's moving quickly to that half century. He's rocketed to 48.
He's on fire, actually. This poor youngster here, been maltreated and ill-treated, so to speak, by Joshua. He's in quite good nick. He's middling the ball, he's seeing it, he's picking up the line. And that's one of the positivities of the tournament. They'll just get a single here, maybe 2, no.
Go back up.
The other positivity is because many of the senior players are at the moment engaged with the West Indies or with the Harpy Eagles. A lot of fringe players have had the opportunity of playing.
Well, quick single taken here. The return comes in by Romeo De Narain, but they do make it home. Well, actually, what happened, Naeem? The Harpy Eagles, they've been knocked out of the regional Super 50 competition. They're back in Guyana, and with the exception of 2 players, you know, the others are given an opportunity to play in this tournament. The likes of Matthew Nandu, you see him out in the middle there. Kevlon Anderson is one of them. Nicely torn by Joshua Passard into the onside field. He's going to take the single. Congratulations to him. It has been a fantastic half century by the young opener. 50 from 31 deliveries. Wow, that's going to give him a real good feeling. 89 for 1, 10 overs gone.
This has been quite an exquisite knock. As I said, he's outpaced the more aggressive and dynamic, hard-hitting Christopher Barnwell. Good shot, good knock. 50 from 31 explains it all. So that's what, 10 overs gone. They're going to have a little drink break, Jeet, and we also can have a little break in the commentary box. So we're back with the action. And let's look at Joshua Prasad, who's just reached his 50th half century in 31 balls. Good platform here now, 89 at the halfway mark. And just losing a wicket. These two batsmen have looked their batting style and they have shown intent. As I welcome back John, quite an exemplary performance from the batting side. Pitbulls.
Thank you very much, Naeem. Yes, a partnership of 90 as well. Do remember they joined forces after Perez was bowled of the first delivery of this innings by the very bowler in operation now, Umrao. Not a quick single, a hallmark of their running, the DCC pair.
Absolutely. That's one of the high point, yes, in this partnership, they're running. And I just mentioned a short while ago, it would have been good if some of the girls had stayed back to watch the boys and the technique that they employ. In the air, quite safe there before extra cover. I looked at Kelvin Umrao. Already he's making those inroads. Earlier in the tournament, deceptive, very, very impressive bowler. Instantly, Joshua Prasad has put the brakes on. All of a sudden, it's not been a loose ball yet. He's flighting well, turning well. Have a look at him. Didn't get to the pitch there because he was deceived in the air, but controlled the shot well, getting along the ground down towards the mid-on position.
His best knock this season, Joshua Prasad. Strange enough, Naeem, they've only had one previous 100-plus partnership in this tournament. So they're bordering here now, Barnwell and Prasad, on the second 100 partnership. As he overcomes to 93 for 1. Umrao finishing 1 for 16.
Wonder what's the score here. Look at this one, John. He's just sauntering, enjoying the environment here at the National Stadium. Well protected on his head.
Yeah, balls tend to fly in all directions. So Norman taking no chance.
That's his massive juice that he has.
Famously called a weather punch. So players for tonight's game are in the stands. You mentioned the ladies would have been around us. I managed to see a few of them moments ago, and some left at the drinks break. So they stuck around for a little bit. Do remember, some of them have to travel. So they came here pretty early this morning. Rampasad, first over for 14, is back.
Inside edge, Barnwell. Good ball. Lots of turn, more than Barnwell had calculated for. Took the inner part of the bat and went out on the onside, but he was again trying to drag it from outside the line of the off stump. To control Barnwell, and in this mood where Joshua Prasad is, you got to bowl really well. I think Umrao showed that in the last over, and now to an extent, Jonathan Rampasad is showing it. So good comeback fight from the Piranhas. Hey, youngster, come give me a little tie up here.
Might just tie both of yours together.
Thank God, it's slippers that I have on. Closing in on that 100.
Both of these batters as well on their best innings in terms of runs scored in this season. Barnwell gone past the 32 he made against the Caimans. And Prasad the 45 he made against his very opposition early up in the preliminary phase of this tournament.
Inside edge again. I think the winner of this over is Jonathan Rampasad. He has found the inner part of the bat on 2 occasions against both of the batsmen who are seeing the ball really well.
Umpire Moses Ramphal is having a difficult time with the Piranhas because they're throwing the ball and it's getting on the turf more often than not. And he's asking him to clear the ball, to protect the ball. He wanted to last the full duration of this innings. Massive hike being attempted by Barnwell, but a quicker delivery from Rampasad. So a dot ball, Barnwell beaten again.
Beautiful over. Absolutely. This is good stuff here from Rampasad, who started off pretty bad. Again, tying him down. Absolutely brilliant over. None for 18 off 2. End of over number 12, 97 for the loss of 1. Partnership coming up there on your screen. The shadows just about stretching out on the western side of the boundary. That green building in the distance, that's the media center, but we're not operating from that angle today.
This used to be called the Manhattan is now the Georgetown, with all the high-rise buildings that are going up. And pretty close to where we are, the Demerara Harbour Bridge, the new high-rise permanent bridge. Umrao for his final over now. Got the early wicket of Raymond Perez off the first delivery of the game. Since then, it's been all Barnwell and Passad.
There you go. Appeal there. Not a one of some great conviction, though, because Umrao never turned back and looked at the governing umpire, the ruling umpire. It was kind of stifled there. And I suspected there was a bit of foul play in that appeal. But this is the Umrao Rampasad era, the last 2 overs. Exceptionally good bowling.
A lapse of concentration recently from Christopher Barnwell. So, he's going to really want to put his head down again, realizing that he's in good position to get his team to a decent total here. Approaching a milestone as well, Barnwell. Here the connection there, Naim. Tells how hard he actually forced that one down towards long off. CB90, that bat he has really taken a beating today.
But I think you analyzed it right. His focus has just switched a little bit. He's not finding the gaps. He's getting inside edges. Joshua Passad as well. Airborne for a short while. 99, that brings up the 100. That's very, very good. Good strike rate, 12.4 overs. So they can practically seek, when they go all out aggressive, seek towards getting 200.
100 on the board and 100 partnership as well. So milestone. And to celebrate, Barnwell hits him back over his head. 1 bounce for 4. Barnwell still hitting the ball as clean as ever. I remember him just out of under 19 days. Lots of talk about Christopher Barnwell. And he built a reputation for himself as one of the leading, if not the leading all-rounder at one time in the Caribbean. Played just a few international games for the West Indies. But it's always been on the lips of selectors. Always been among the runs. Here he is again, approaching another milestone. 13 gone, 105 for the loss of 1. Nice partnership, second 100 partnership of the tournament.
Excellent. This is really excellent. And as I mentioned the word platform before, all the ingredients there to launch a full-scale attack and get towards 200. And yes, I remember when Barnwell came onto the scene, And, when you see a youngster, you liken them with someone, a legend, for example. Kapil Dev was that person who I likened young Barnwell possibly to get there in that category. That's the construction of the high-rise bridge that John Ramsling was alluding to. Macaw's in town. Now, ladies and gentlemen, outside of Guyana, we're part of the Amazon jungle. Just look at that. Coming to a little tour. Hi. Good afternoon, fellas.
3 of them, so beautiful. It's in the air, but it's in the gap as well. Falling short of Aryan Prasad. Might have been distracted by the beauty of the macaws overhead. Ramprasad now in his third over, not pleased with Aryan Prasad not trying to approach that ball much quicker. But it was always dying on him because it's not a miss hit from the batter.
This is good cricket. There's no doubt about it. There was an all-out attack, balls being struck all around the ground. Then Ramprasad and Umrao put a check on it. And then all of a sudden, the batsmen are finding their eye in. Just a single here, perhaps. They're coming back for 2. The running has been exemplary too, John.
And I'm sure the Pitbulls and Pitbull supporters will be asking why, after they're knocked out of the championship race, that this is happening. 50 coming up for Barnwell in the process. 50 from 40 deliveries. Well played to the captain of the Pitbulls.
Inside edge again. Ramprasad is having a fairy tale spell here. Just his first over was a little wayward, but he has come back with a bounce. Come back with a bang. Himself and Umrao, they have managed to slow down the pace. That's what happens on the international stage as well. As crunch time comes towards semi-finals and final, all of a sudden you start to see low scores. But during a tournament, you have some fantastic scoring. Swept away. Is that going to go all the way towards backward square? It goes into the boundary now. Beautiful shot there from Joshua.
Yeah, terrible delivery from Ramprasad. Bowling into the strength now of Joshua Prasad. And all he had to do was get enough connection. Look at that, on the line of the leg stump, and powerfully swept away.
This has been really good batting because you have to read the spin of Ramprasad, and I think he's done a fine job fighting back and as careful and as meticulous as possible. And he chose to run out Barnwell instead of the stumps very close to him. What do you think about that?
Well, a comedy of errors here. Umpire eventually saying not out that Joshua Prasad Barnwell has got back into his crease. It was Joshua Prasad who was on the floor. Look at this. Slipping. Ball came into the hands of the skipper. All he had to do was to turn around.
At the wrong end.
And then he threw at the other end. Really wanted to get Barnwell out, I suppose.
But that's what I was thinking. He chose Barnwell, and Barnwell apparently, the cameras are showing something else.
Well, he's walking now, Barnwell. I'm not sure if he's walking now to go collect a new batter for something else, but he's on his way.
But look, the video is showing clear out.
Was a good pickup from Aryan Prasad to begin with. And look at the disbelief on his face as to what has happened.
For the 2 bowlers who have fought back against the high intensity scoring that the two batters were going at and checked them. And eventually winning. Jonathan Rampersad there.
So the action continues. Oh, look at this, Naim. Someone is very brave, maybe not valuing his vehicle, almost on the playing field here at the National Stadium. Well, the gate is wide open, so why not? He's going to sit in air-conditioned comfort and look at some cricket. But that's a really precarious position to be in. Aryan Prasad for his final over now. Ronaldo Jeffrey, the young wicketkeeper batter, has joined Joshua Prasad. Prasad still there. 115-run partnership with his captain Manuel, who's just dismissed for 52. It was a bad mix-up. What was Jonathan Rampersad thinking? There was a man to run out right there, opted to go for the other end.
In your own backyard, you choose to go in a foreign land.
Short and he's quick, bold. Jeffrey, not lasting too long, just one delivery. Has been there watching from the dugout for a long time when his captain and Prasad is putting on 115-run partnership for the second wicket. He's got his chance and played down the wrong line. Gone without scoring, 116 for 3.
But he read nothing there, it seems. Beaten, beaten, beaten. All over. And it adds a little bit of spice to the game, equal things up a little bit. The Pitbulls were dominating just under 15 overs. They've gone past that 100 mark. So they can go on a full-scale attack, but they've lost 2 almost consecutive wickets. So they've got to do some adjustments. So I think that's Jonathan Fu, it seems. Pestano. So they've changed that batting order a little bit. Changed the batting order. Pestano has come because he's a clean hitter of the ball. And they have that luxury of a lot of wickets standing.
Now we look at the number of overs available as well. 5 after this. Good time for the all-rounders to come. Pestano here now. You mentioned Jonathan Fu. Actually, he's not playing today. Likewise for the Piranhas. Veerasammy Pamal not playing, but Plastite Pamal suffered a blow. And the ball is driven back onto his shin and ankle. So around that area, pretty much swollen. And I'm sure he's in a lot of pain still. So not playing today. 116 for 3. Pestano to face Prasad. Another Prasad.
It's good to see him surviving. They've had 2 dismissals first ball. Perez, who has come back from not so good in the initial part of the tournament. Come back, I saw him having a very good innings just a match or 2 ago. But he went first ball. He wasn't flowing all the while. Good to see him finding his form.
I love the gutsy attitude of Aryan Prasad. Not afraid to take on these batters. Not a left-arm spinner. I think Guyana can donate left-arm spinners to the rest of the world with the number that we have right now.
Good ball. Aryan Prasad, nice flight, deceiving Joshua. Joshua has not been entirely himself over the past over. The good thing is that he has survived after looking so good when he was on the 50.
Half-hearted appeal for a leg before. Umpire Stefan Josiah says not out and over. 15 overs gone, 118 for a loss of 3. With 5 overs to go, Aryan Prasad has finished his work with the ball, 1 for 15. Pestano on a single, Passard on 64. So the last 5 overs, the business end, the back end, can be very interesting as the little ones coming to catch remaining of this third place playoff game. And of course, the big final tonight, 7 p.m. Anacondas against the Jaguars. That is going to be another interesting game. Start of a new over. This one is tugged away into the onside. Field in the deep. Takes it. It is the end of Joshua Passard. Ram Passard picking him up. And Inderjit Passard is in the comebox once again at the start of the 16th. Joshua Passard holding out to the deep backward square position for 64. 118 now for 4.
Hello, John. Hello, listeners. And this is the wicket they wanted to get after Barnwell departed via the run-out route. And he's gone, and now Joshua is leading behind of him. So they lost 2 wickets in quick time. And this can peg back the run rate. Promised so much, caught Nandu of Jonathan Rampassad. And certainly a fine knock from him has come to an end. And we have seen the good qualities of this youngster. Is it good enough? I'm not certain, but the projected score now dropping. When I was last here, it was 178. It has gone down now to 156.
From a position of 115 for 1 to 118 for 4. It means 3 wickets for a loss of 3 runs as well. Good comeback for the Berbice Piranhas. Rampassad picking up his first, 1 for 28 now in his final over. Leon Swami is back, replacing Jonathan Fu in this 11. So another opportunity for him. Haven't been able to set the tournament alight by his standard at all. Leon Swami. Chance for him here now with 4 overs still to go after this one. A slight fumble from Momrao, and that is all Swami needed to get off the mark. So new batters at the crease here now for the Pitbulls. And just like last night in the G20, felt that the Pitbulls were in firm control. Wicket of Barnwell goes, and then the rest of the team followed.
Yes, the cat among the pigeons. It happened last night. They will hate to think it's going to happen here again. But the signs are showing might be a repeat. This is wide outside the line of the off stump. And Jonathan Rampassad, 1 for 29. He's in his final over, which is the 4th. Hunting here another wicket. And here is where Clinton Pestano, with all his experience, years of playing cricket, must come to the fore. His team needs him badly.
The call is 2. Yes, they're going to come back quickly for the second. That's good aggressive running from Pestano and Swami. Just got into the crease. So pretty fresh legs. Ball has played with soft hands into the deep, and Umrao had to come all the way from that mid-wicket boundary towards the 30-yard circle to pick up. But by then, the batters were well and truly on the way back for the second.
Once again, it was wide outside the line of the off stump, and Pestano, he's backing away from the ball, hoping to make contact or delivery straight outside the line of the off stump. It's not going to happen. If any contact he makes, it's going to be a thin edge. He didn't get the edge because the appeal went up.
Will he come up for the second again? Yes! No one close to the stump on the non-striker's end. So it turned out to be pretty easy again. Good running, good awareness by Pestano, especially knowing where the fielders are on the onside, that they're pretty deep. And just playing with soft hands for another couple.
And that was a good-looking shot that brought him 2 runs, Clinton Pestano. And this is what we are talking about. He has been on the cricket field for a number of years. And you expect him to lead from the front? Now a big swing, he has made the connection, and that's going to disappear into the red stand. That's a great shot. Tossed up a little bit further, and the ball went further and further as well. 16 overs gone, 130 for 4.
There are 2 spectators in that mighty red stand, a little boy and perhaps his mom. And it went pretty close to the top of that stand. And that lone female spectator there was in some trouble. It bumped on about the 15th row and went behind the stand. That is a big hit from Clinton Pestano. He is a strong lad. Look at that. Good connection made. And just watched it sail out of here. Projected score hovering in that 160s. So they're looking to get a little bit more than that to make it out of the reach of the Piranhas, who will want to bowl to little or nothing more than 130.
And you called it correctly in this over, John. Clinton Pestano, neither Leon Swami, they have managed to set the cricket field ablaze. Today might be the day. Leon Swami, a lot of promise and score heavily in Berbice cricket, playing at the local level there. I saw him earlier this year at the Bushlot United Sports Club ground. Played some fantastic knock in a T10 encounter. Hits the ball a long way. But so far, this has not been his tournament. Not done too much bowling and nothing really of significance with the batter. His team needs him here now.
Ashraf Ali Buru. His first over went for 14. He's back. On target, quick single. Good backing up.
Yeah, that was good feeling, and the return came in with a lot of speed as well. Nicely backed up in the outfield, and they got the single. So Swami gets his second run. The good thing is that Pestano is back in strike. 3 overs remain after this one, and there's still 6 wickets in the bag. They must be able to pick the gaps or trust their power. They need a few boundaries.
At least our equipment is pretty safe there because of stump saving it, but that was straight back from Pestano with a lot of power. And I'm sure Buru happy that it hit the stump and not him.
And the umpire himself, Stefan Josiah, will feel pretty happy that it hit the stump and not him. Not too much of flesh there on the umps. Very physically fit though.
Yeah. Reflex action for him to get out of the way quickly. Stefan Josiah. Look at that. Another massive blow. Putting everything in his shoulder in that one. This time he shimmies down the ground and hits it over the boundary. So 6 more to Pestano. He's motoring along nicely now. It's 137 for 4 in the 17th.
Yes, lovely use of the feet there. Chipped down the track. Got to the pitch of the delivery. Look right here. Beautiful use of the feet by Clinton Pestano, and that disappeared for a maximum. So that projected score has gone up to 166.
In the G2 Stuart Blairmont when Ashraf Buru was playing some table cricket. But there's another youngster, was it Travis Kubier? Yes. Would have loved to see someone like Travis Kubier in a tournament like this. Took on every bowling attack in that mini tournament. Table, but granted, cricket shots are cricket shots. Yeah, that was some clean hitting we saw with that. Yeah, that was some clean hitting we saw with that table at Blairmont in the Jeet as he overcomes to then 145 for 4 with 3 to go.
Yes, you're right, John. One of the cleanest hitting, in fact, may be the cleanest hitting of tape ball I have seen. Blistering the boundaries with frequency, no edge of the meat of the bat, balls disappearing all over the place.
The Demerara River is not too far from where we are. So vessel is on the water top. PSI, it says. Pretty Paul Singh Investments, maybe. current run rate, 8.53. So at this rate, you're on course for 170. This is really a good performance from the Demerara Pitbulls as Danai comes back into the attack. Roughed up in his first two. Still wicketless. I'm sure the Pitbulls will be asking themselves, why this late are we getting in such a performance?
Yes, and I think that both guys, they have done well. They will go without the hats and they will put on their helmets, and it is because Suresh Danai has been reintroduced. He went for 10.5 runs in the 2 overs that he has bowled so far, none for 21. It's going to be interesting here now to see what length Suresh Danai is going to bowl. He's a very good cricketer. We have seen him pick up wickets at crucial stages whenever he plays. But he must bowl towards a plan here. 2 guys who can hit the ball ferociously. We have seen what they have done so far. You will want to maintain a good rhythm. Where is he going to bowl? Is he going to be bowling on the offside of the stumps? We'll be looking to hit the middle leg stump area. Has to be careful there. And what the length is going to be. You don't want to get it too short. Swami is very, very powerful. So the challenge is well and truly on out in the middle.
Sprays it. Keeper does not collect cleanly. And they scamper for an extra. So 2 more to the total. And that was pretty wayward from Suresh Danai. Did not see him since the power play, so he's maybe a little bit tight.
Yes, he has to be careful here. You do not want to go for another 10-run over. On the other hand, Clinton Pestano, who is in strike now, he will want to go big. Well set on 18, just off 10 deliveries. So he's playing a fine little hand here. We've seen 2 towering sixes from the right-hander.
This time he goes through the offside. Passard comes around, cuts it off to his left from long off. So Pestano not able to get the connection that he was looking for. But get strike because he came back for the second pretty easily. 150 approaching now for the Demerara Pitbulls.
Yeah, the previous shot was a good-looking shot, but didn't get the purchase that he was looking for. Clinton Pestano bowled him, middle stump plucked out of the ground. What a spectacular sight. Moving inside the line of the delivery, Clinton there, looking for the swing over mid-wicket. And that was right on the money. What a picturesque sight. Looking at a medium-fast bowler, plucking the middle stump, leaving the off on the leg standing.
Good cameo from Pestano nonetheless. With 150 approaching, 149 for 5. What a beautiful delivery from Danai. One that came back as well. So despite Pestano moving across his off stump and exposing everything, it was a delivery that pitched on the line of the off stump and came back in just enough to take the middle stump out of the ground. Beautiful sight indeed. Well bowled.
Yes, and Clinton Pestano there looking to be improvising and missed it completely. The ball never got up the way he was looking for it to get up. Kept a little bit lower than he expected. That's the reason why he missed it. And that's why it's important in the closing stages. You attack the stumps. If the batter miss, well then I'm going to hit. Or you choose whether you're going to bowl Yorkers outside the line of the off stump as close as possible to that wide line. There must be a plan. So it has worked here as Dwayne Dick takes his first delivery.
A confident stroke from Dick. Dick has lots of strokes. He gets off the mark and the 150 now on the board. Coming back for the second. So not only that Dick can play in all parts of the ground, but he's a very good runner as well. Sometimes
Yes.
quick.
Yes, he's a good little cricketer, Dwayne Dick. Bowled him off stump, knocked back, cartwheel out of the ground. I did say Danai has to have a plan here, what length he's going to bowl. That was a perfect length. And Dick, just look back and see two stumps standing as he walks back.
Yeah, the length there did it for Dick. Perfect delivery again for Suresh Danai to one of these right-handed batters. Came back in again. Stock delivery for him with pace up. Look at that. Dick playing down the wrong line. When you hear that tetrackle, do not even look back.
Yes, that was brilliantly bowled, John. Missed it completely. And once again, targeting the stumps. I like the idea here. And he's working up some pace, Suresh Danai.
Dick did not last too long today. And now, Anton Lim, another under 19 player with great potential, makes his way now into the middle. You can see that baby face of him. Two wickets already in the over for Danai. Figures suddenly looking more impressive. 2 for 27. Started to do over 2 for 21. With none for 21, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, this is brilliant bowling in over number 18 with one delivery remaining here for Suresh Danai. Might be telling himself, concentrate on that middle off stump line. Get it full. This is high in the air. Could be another wicket here. This is going to be a simple catch, yes. Therefore, they're asking 3 wickets in this over. And that's Karim taking a skyer. And he has to depart Anton Lim. But Suresh Danai brought back in over number 18. And he has done the job. 151 for the loss of 7.
What an over. 3 wickets. 3 wickets and 6 runs. That is exactly what Danai wanted. Did not get wickets with a new ball today. Coming back at a death now, picking up 3 in 1 over. Overall, we'll be pleased. It was a good delivery again. And Lim looking to take him on. Got the top edge. And a wonderful judge catch from Javed Karim.
It's good to see Javed taking a catch. I know his friends from West Berbice, they're rooting for him. They want to see him perform well. And Suresh Danai is going to be a very, very pleased man. With still 1 over to go. 151 for the loss of 6. 12 legal deliveries remaining here with a projected score if they maintain this to go past 160.
You mentioned Karim and his friends from Cotton Tree Cricket Club. They're inviting everyone in the next Sunday for their annual fun day and cricket competition right at the Cotton Tree Sports Club ground. Karim will be in action. Like these guys will be in action a bit later on. And it's good to see some of the ladies still hanging around to look on at the cricket.
Yes, all family atmosphere. Yes, so West Berbice, please support the Cotton Tree Die Hard fundraising activity. Starts in the day at 8:30, goes through to the night. I'll be heading all the way to the number 69 ground and dropping back there in the night.
Swami looking to take on the off spinner. And look at that, finding the field right back on the boundary at Long On Sian, Glasgow. Another diving catch from him. We've seen him in this tournament taking some brilliant catches. And this one is right up there. So Swami goes for 9. And another one bites the dust. It's 151 now for the loss of 7.
Yes, as wicket begins to tumble, it's going to peg back your scoring rate. And this is exactly what is happening here. I think that's the... Is it the 7 or is it the 8 wicket that has fallen? Yeah.
Nandu coming into the attack and getting a wicket very early. First ball. He got it to the toe end of the bat as he was fetching it from outside his off stump. But look at that. Not a diving effort from the fielder. Glasgow has been pretty good in the outfield. 151 for 8. Daniel Mutu has arrived at the crease quite quietly. Ramesh Gurav, or is it Gurav Ramesh, the new batter. Let's look at some of new buildings going up all around East Bank of Demerara. Some lovely buildings there in the Jeet. Modern, matching anyone in the world.
Yes, certainly so too. And good design. They're huge structures. Gaurav Ramesh, a strike rate of just 23, known more for his bowling than his batting. Yeah, talking about West Berbice cricket, the D. Edward Sports Club too, they have something coming up there. So lots of cricket being played. I know the upper quarantine level, beaten outside the line of the off stump, that's well bowled indeed by Matthew Nandu. There's an under 13 competition going on right now in upper quarantine area, and that's sponsored by Champ. Hello to you guys up there. Good to see that youth cricket is alive and kicking in that part of Guyana. Great conditions for cricket, and many clubs, this is a time to organize, get the game going.
Yeah, you don't want to wait until the rainy season starts. Then to say, should have done this. I was thinking to do that. No, time is right. Do it now. There's no time like the present. Single to end a successful over for Matthew Nandu and the Berbice Piranhas. 19 gone. 152 now for 8.
And I think here, John, that the Pitbulls, they have lost the plot because they had good intentions of getting to maybe 180. Perez didn't score, went forced delivery, bowled comprehensively. Joshua Passat, brilliant innings of 64, 45 balls, 5 fours in that innings. He's the one that actually propelled them. Barnwell, while he was there, threatened too. But then wickets begin to tumble like 9 pins. And that's the reason why they found themselves in trouble.
Some good steady bowling. And then I coming back and picking up 3 in 1 over. But Nandu just now as well getting 1. Arian Passad and Kelvin Umrao, the left arm spinners, the left arm spin twins, doing the early damage. Yeah, crowd building nicely. No doubt waiting on for that evening game as well. Some of our female cricketers still amongst us.
And look at that little baby cuddled by mommy in the hand. And that's the best place to be for a little one. See a child learn love in the hands of a mother and sees the world on the shoulder of the father. They must shoulder that responsibility. 152 for 8. The final over coming up. Suresh Danai, he's on a high. 3 for 27. Gaurav Ramesh is in strike.
The cluster of wickets since the dismissal of Christopher Barnwell has brought that projected score now lower than what it was previously. Was in the 170s, came hovering in the 160s, the high 160s. Now it's an even 160. And the way Danai is bowling, I rather suspect he will not go past that 160 if Daniel Mutu and Gaurav Ramesh do not get boundaries.
That was a very quick delivery by Suresh Danai, bending the shoulders there, putting in the effort, hitting the pitch very hard, and it took off. And Mutu didn't have any sight of it whatsoever. The ball went by into the gloves of Sukwa. So Danai just rejuvenated here. Looks such a different bowler. Well, this is a fine shot on the up that's gone through extra cover. Is going to beat the fielder and into the boundary for 4. That was a fine shot by Mutu. Well played.
Like I said, the needed boundaries to get that projected score past 160. And there's The pint-sized Daniel Mutu getting a delivery outside his off stump and forcing it through the offside. Arian Posada's long off, had no chance really. Overhead of the field, a short third. And good feeling effort to cut off the boundary. That's Ashraf Buru. Youthful exuberance. Saved a certain boundary, but the batters had time for 2.
7 runs so far from 4 deliveries. Started with a single, then a dot, then the boundary over extra cover by Mutu, and now he's getting 2 more. So you feel that they'll get maybe around 165. That's very much on the card from them. 6 more needed to get there. But earlier the projected score 178. A little bit outdone with the fall of those quick wickets. But Mutu is fighting here as you come down to the closing stages.
We'll have to fight to the end. Mutu. 1 delivery to go. 1 delivery as well for Danai to complete his spell. Good comeback from him. Bowling towards the back end of the innings when batters are looking to really take on the bowling. 159 for 8. What will the final score be? Mutu again favouring the offside. Again picking up a boundary through that extra cover position. Arian Prasad this time with a dive cannot put it back. And that is the end of the innings for the Demerara Pitbulls. Winning the toss and batting in this battle for position 3. 163 for a loss of 8. Daniel Mutu finishing with a couple of boundaries on 10. And Gaurav Ramesh with him in the end on 2. 5 extras. But look at this. Innings built around Prasad and Barnwell at the top of the order after Perez went pretty early. And then the cluster of wickets in the middle to finish on 163 for 8 is a good effort from the Demerara Pitbulls.
Magnificent efforts indeed. Look at that 64 and 51, 2 half centuries. The wicket column led by Suresh Danai, 3 for 38 and 1 apiece for Umrao as well as Arian Pasod, Jonathan Rampasod and Machu Nandu. So 163 for the loss of 8. We shall see now if the Piranhas can get past that. We'll take a break. When the next innings start, we'll be right back.
Keep bouncing it. Try push it between the arm as close as possible to the stump so the sun won't beat it. How much bar of battery got on it? Copy?
You get 2-bar battery on it.
Yes, we got a battery.
But you put in some new battery though, so me not understand.
You know it run down like that.
I'm gonna talk in it, let me know if it's good. Check. Stop mic on. Stop mic. Talk to me, you want in?
Please walk in.
Good. Just check the score for me on Puano.
One 6-4 to win.
1-4.
Yeah, you catch one.
Same pitch you find out playing on?
You want to change pitch? You want to change pitch?
For next week.
Inside again. Just going around things and all around.
Take it, take. Come along the middle for them. Who's it?
to the open batsman.
Yeah.
Boy, I bat.
Are we last it touches, boy. Tyson batting at 58.
Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the National Stadium here at Providence in Guyana. Conditions continue to be great for cricket, and we are watching two teams going against each other. This is the third place playoff in the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League, powered by BetCageSports under the patronage of His Excellency, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali. Well, the Pitbulls, they batted first, didn't have a good start, losing their first wicket, but in the end, after their 20 overs, they ended just over 160. We're going to have that score coming up for you in a moment. So it is left now to see how the Piranhas will go about their fight. There are two openers already out in the middle. The right-handed Adrian Sukwa, he's in tremendous form, and he's been joined by the youngster Romeo Dearnarain. So their target will be 164, Naeem, with Joshua Passal 64, Barnwell 51, Pestano 20, propel them to that. Danai 3 for 38 rather. Of 120, they need 164. Time to get some money, Naeem. Where are you going to put your bet?
I'll put it on 164 they can get. Pitbulls really coming back to have a good total. Barnwell and Joshua Passad put together over 100 runs partnership. So fantastic batting we saw. Just a pity, I guess, the Pitbulls are saying, why didn't we do that yesterday?
Yes, he got himself run out yesterday, and today disaster struck again. Here's the first delivery, Dwayne Dick. And Sukwa continues to impress. Early days first delivery, but he played it well, stretched nicely on the defensive. Scored a half century yesterday, and that to back the 97 he made at the LBI ground. So he's some good form.
He looked pretty good in that 97. I was there. Very, very comprehensively great batting from this youngster. Would he find a gap? He does. That's going to carry all the way. Beautiful shot. Look at that timing. Just slapped it. And Dwayne Dick has developed quite a reputation, Jeet, to always spinner, to open with the new ball and spin and bowl extremely well. He's done pretty good in the competition.
Yes, and he's been trusted by Barnwell to open the bowling on several occasions, like you said, Naeem. But that was a fine shot by Sukwa. And look at this on drive again. Good movement of the wrist there. Strong on the onside, strong on the offside. Looks a very, very good batsman, Adrian Sukwa. And he's enjoying a good period in his career. He's in good form. And now we see Romeo Dearnarain, the youngster, has been thrown in to open the batting. And he has been playing cricket since a toddler. I remember him playing among the big guys way up in Crabwood Creek. And here's a drive in the air. Well, the timing was a little bit off there. Ambitious shot, first delivery he faced, looking to go back over the head of the bowler. Just calm down, youngster. Yeah, his dad, Ricky Dearnarain, took him there. I was with the family up there as well. And he bowled at the time to some of the elder guys in the community and created quite a stir.
Well, you spot great cricketers in the making from a very young age. Very young age. Because the talent is kind of a different. There's a sparkle. You can spot the ability very, very young. Maybe that's the one you're talking about. Someone texted me from outside of Guyana listening to our commentaries. And he was like, in the tournament, but he's saying this should be like through the whole West Indies, through the whole year. Don't know where CWI might find that money from, but it's a good idea. But Guyana has started. That's very important.
Yes, and we do need a cricket season, which will present an opportunity for so many players. This tournament, look at it, almost 100 players in this tournament alone within a 2-week period. And that's fascinating by itself.
And of course, the rule, no less than 3 under 19 players in each of the franchise. So that brings to the fore big exposure for the young people and the not so young who are not active with the national team. Well, now we're going to have back our national players.
Some of them chose not to play today. Yesterday we saw a few of them. Kimo Paul was on show. Kevlon Anderson. Nandu is back here today, played yesterday as well.
Not timing there, just taking the inner part of the bat. I think, judging from his stance and his focus, it seemed as though he was looking for the straight drive or just about the offside of the stump. Got the inside and came down towards mid-on. That's the end of the first over, 6 without loss.
Yeah, not a bad start. Chasing down 164, 6 without loss. You want to preserve that wicket. And sometimes teams tend to go a little bit too hard in the first 6 overs. Yes, been a hot day. Time for some refreshment there. And our spectators, they're ensured that they get the body rehydrated.
I wonder what's in the cup.
Well, I see straw there. So it could be something a little bit on the soft side, unless that fella knows how to disguise.
I got friends who drink alcohol with straw just for the police not to do them anything. In the parks and all of that.
I guess that content is not...
as we all have been explaining, can change the as we all have been explaining, can change the complexity or the complexion. But they have to remember the runs needed with the available balls, and at some stage or the other, if you can't get it away in the power play, you may as well try to get quick running between the wicket.
Well, they should. Barnwell is working on a plan here, and several times we have seen him done this, floating it up there nicely and then pull it back short and quicker and bending it outside the off stump, just as I was saying. That's beautifully bowled there. You look at the 2 previous delivery, Naim, was there on a good length, allowing the batter to come forward and drive, and the next one quicker, closer to the body and a little bit shorter. That was well bowled.
The winner tonight, 1.7 million. Shot piercing the offside field. No one can get there. It was airborne for a while, but still piercing the gap. So, not in any sort of trouble there, Romeo Deonarine. And the losing finalist tonight will get 500,000. The winner here will get 200,000. And of course, the ladies walked away with 300,000 for the exhibition match this morning. No wonder they didn't stay at the ground.
Yes, congratulations to both ladies' team. I think they played pretty well under the circumstances. That's the Pakaraimas force and Kaichor Warriors. Congratulations to them. Well deserved. Yes, that's the Piranhas guy. They're right up at the top there of the main pavilion. And BetCage, the big sponsor of the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League. And of course, the president of Guyana, giving his blessing to the tournament as well. He's the patron of the tournament. Congrats to everybody. That's huge prize money.
Well, I hope it gets better than that with the passage of time. I just simply believe that the president has in his mind sports tourism. That's at the central part of his mind. So he's starting somewhere. We're going to start here, and we're going to get there. And when I say get there, I'm talking about the likes of the CPL and even more importantly, the IPL.
The Global Super League. That's going to be played in Guyana. He pounds that one in, and young Narain handles it well, just moving the head outside the line, allowing the ball to go by. 2 overs gone, 10 without loss. That Global Super League starts on the 26th of November. That's a Tuesday, and ends on the 7th of December. What a fantastic sight we're watching here. That's a presidential suite, and we're having some cricketers there, some spectators as well. What a wonderful time.
I wonder if she's listening to you or watching the game on her telephone. If you're doing that, give us a smile.
And hello, everybody. It's a wonderful atmosphere here at the National Stadium. Pitbulls, like I said, 163 for 8 of their 20 overs. Passad and Barnwell scoring half centuries, 64 and 51. Pestano scoring 20 as well. Danai, the chief wicket taker, 3 for his 27. Dwayne Dick continues over number 3. Good start to this over. Guyana Amazon Warriors, they're the host of the Global Super League. It's a standalone tournament, meaning hosted by the government of Guyana with title sponsor ExxonMobil. So you have the Amazon Warriors. Good single, well taken. There's also the Rangpur Riders from Bangladesh, Hampshire Hawks, Lahore Kilanders. They're the Pakistan 2 times champion. Victoria from Australia. The first game on Tuesday the 26th will be Guyana Amazon Warriors against Lahore Kilanders. That game starts at 7 p.m. Much look forward tournament.
Finds the gap. Van Lang chasing. He's not the fastest of fielders. He did extremely well. Nice little chase there of Van Lang. He's on the 19, of course. Giving all his effort there. What nice looking shot.
Yeah, that's well played by little Romeo Narain. Stretching forward nicely, opening the face of the bat and getting 3 runs. Look at your screen. You see all the fixtures there. 2 day matches. All the others will be night games. Wrapped on the pad is a shout for leg before gone, says umpire Stefan Josiah. And he's standing there. Sukwa has to go. That's a big, big blow here this afternoon. We shall surely have another look at that one.
It looks just a little bit like going down the leg side. I was waiting to see or hear whether he got a nick on it because he was adamant that he was not out.
Well, umpire Stefan Josiah here. He's in the best of position there and looking for a big swing. And the way he went with the bat and where the pad was, it's there for all viewers to see, Naeem. The umpire's made his decision.
I believe the umpire thought that he was not stretching out. He was actually right at his crease. So he was stationary, even a little bit on the back foot. I think that jeopardized his chances.
Yeah, so 14 for the loss of 1. We're in the 3rd over. And if you want to get an early wicket, well, then the opposition will be always looking to get Sukwa. Matthew Nandu, he'll be batting at number 3 here. Opened the batting yesterday for the Piranhas. He's a dangerous fella. Scored 100 in the CG United Super 50 tournament. He's back from that. Would have been hurt yesterday with that leading edge. Was caught at mid-on. So he's going to come back here today. No doubt thinking, I must take the Piranhas home. He's a national player. And Naeem, when your national player return for local cricket, you want to see them score. Beautiful buildings here on the east bank of the Demerara. Business community, residential, commercial. Yes, and that's ongoing works here. Not too sure what is happening where that manual scoreboard used to be, but I guess something real good is going to go up there.
Matthew Nandu has found his form in the Caribbean tournament, Super 50. And I hope he goes on. He's really a classy little batsman, even from the young times when he started out. Looking for the cover drive, not in position and not reaching the ball. I had to do some adjustment. I think he controlled it well in the end. End of over number 3, 14 for the loss of 1.
And give compliments to Dwayne Dick as well, 1 for 10 from his 2 overs. Very economical, and he managed to pick up a wicket in this over. And as we come down towards the end of 2024, Naeem, and hit 2025, there's still lots of cricket. The Demerara Cricket Board, they recently released a fixture of their under 15 inter-association tournament, and there's a select 11 in that as well. They want to expose more of our youths in that tournament, and that start, I think, Sunday. That's right, tomorrow on the 17th, and that's good to see. We had the chairman of the competitions committee, Sean Messiah. He was on FL Sports yesterday discussing that with John Ramsing. Short and cutaway. There's protection out on the boundary. And it's good to see. You know, next year, maybe around April, we're having the regional under 15 tournament. Early preparation is of vital importance.
And of course, Guyana has been blessed with brilliant sunshine, dry conditions, so all the cricket in the world, there's no hope of any interruption. I don't know if the Christmas rains might be coming shortly, but we've been blessed with good competitions. Good to see the little ones being activated. Typical Matthew Nandu shot there, short. He was onto the back foot, just didn't get and pick the gap. The cover just knocked it down.
Yes, and he got the single Matthew Nandu to be off the mark. And of course, as we speak, there's another on the 13th tournament going on way up on the Quarantine Coast, organized by Champ and his boys up there. We wish that all the best. They started today. That's a lovely looking shot by Romeo Dearnarine. Didn't get the power, but the placement was good. Mindful, there's a mid-off and there's a mid-on just around the 30-yard circle, and had the temerity to go for the shot, but he played it well.
Played it well, but as you said, he didn't get it in the meat of the bat. I don't think he put enough wrist or shoulders into it. But that should have been running away. If you're going in the air, then you have to go with appreciably more force than Dearnarine did a short while ago.
Swami tries once again. He's hunting another wicket here. And this time, Dearnarine is going over the top. And as it actually went 1-2 bounces away for 4. Brave shot by the left-hander. The mid-on was in open territory, and he didn't miss out on that one.
Beautiful. Got it in the meat this time. Look at this. He's in the meat of the bat all the way. I'm surprised he didn't go over the boundary ropes.
Well, that should give him a lot of confidence. Well, short. We heard a nick. Did he got something onto that one? Over the head of the keeper. Yes, says the umpire. He got the nick, and that's gone away for 4.
Nice fiery kind of delivery there. Have another look at it. Over the height of the shoulder, though. So I was wondering whether the umpire might just issue that warning.
Well, he got back onto it. Educated edge, they'll say. He get the 4. So he's a fighter here, Romeo Dearnarine. Will he pepper him with another short ball? Yes, he does. And this time he pulls the chest inside the line and allows it to go by. Good battle going on. 4 overs gone. The Piranhas, 26 for 1.
I like to see cricket like that. Many, many years ago, the young people watching and listening to us may not know, but when you look at players internationally like Sunil Gavaskar, very diminutive looking, facing up to the West Indies speedsters. And when you look at Alvin Kalicharan, who launched his foundation book, I think that was yesterday, when you look at him facing up to people like Dennis Lillian Thompson, and they're whacking them away for 4 and 6s, that's great cricket. Dev Narayan is petite, and it's good to see him taking on Swami and not showing any measure of fear.
This is beautifully bowled by Dwayne Dick. You saw Nandu there. The body language tells you he wants to go over the top of cover, but adjusted nicely, drawn into a defensive shot. Good competitive stuff out in the middle. Yes, Alvin Kalicharan launched his book Colorblind a few days ago in Berbice. And my dear friend Dr. Tularam, he was up there to MC the little ceremony. Hello to you, Doc, if you were viewing into FR Sport. What a fine gentleman he is.
He's not a sport fanatic and has grown in a village. Maybe that's why he developed the likeness in a village that produced all these great test cricketers up at Mahaika, Unity Village. So you're forced to like cricket, even if you don't play it. Fine gentleman, no doubt.
It's in the air, the catch taken here. Yes, that's Jonathan Van Lang.
I think he miscued, misread. Dwayne Dick is an outstanding bowler. Right through this tournament, he bowled extremely well using the new ball. So it's more difficult if you're a spinner to grip, but he does it extremely well.
Yes, you're right, Naeem, extremely well. And look at this one here. Looking to go over the top, but did not manage to clear the mid-off, which was a little bit wide. And Dwayne Dick has gotten his second wicket. Young Romeo Dev Narayan. Maybe once too often trying to go over the top. And sometimes you have to balance whether you have the necessary power, the timing. Two things have to work for him. You must first time the ball if you're going to go over the top. Just must have mistimed it a little. Didn't get the power. Looked good while he was there, though. But another good wicket here for the Pitbulls.
And just a little bit of trouble here for the Piranhas. 27 for 2 over making full use of the power play. And if Nandu is there, but Nandu would have to take charge of the possession, being the senior guy, the guy in form as well. So he's got to go there and lead. Needs some good batting. Look, the required rate is rising.
Yes, and therein lies the danger. 8.93. They need 137 from 92 balls. And a partnership must develop between these two here. And Nandu must lead that charge. And you're right, he's one of the senior guys out in the middle. That's a little bit of football by the Juice Man. He has been all around cricket here.
You have these characters, Jeet. At Border many, many years ago, you had another guy out of Buxton called Long Hair, if he's listening to me. He drove fear into you. I understand he has passed on. Did he? No? Mr. Taylor, good afternoon to you. Taylor is the one that died.
He's listening to you, Naeem. You don't worry, my friend.
I hope he doesn't get angry.
5 overs gone. 27 for the loss of 2. Yes, and we just saw Juice Man there. Norman, we know him, shouting, all kinds of advice to the cricketers. And he prepares one of the best, what they call it, swank. It's a lime wash, lemon wash, whatever it is. Yes, Dwayne Dick, 3 overs, 2 for 11. And Swami, none for 16. Nandu is on 2. He's faced 6 deliveries. Rashad Ghafoor is the new player out in the middle. Given an opportunity in this game here, Will he make it count? Well, and an opportunity has come your way. You want to take it with both hands. I think it's Gultaran Cholai who has been introduced into the attack now. So it's not going to be easy. The pressure will continue. Hello to you, John.
Hello, everyone, again. Starts pretty straight. And Nandu just trying to flick it, missed. But Chulai having a wonderful tournament. Got the prize wicket last night of Kimo Paul. You can see the celebration on him. Kimo Paul, one of his actual idols of the game.
And what a wicket for him to get, the youngster. Encouragement, motivation, confidence.
Speaking of Moti, I'll tell you a little bit about Moti. You said motivation.
Yes, we want to all hear about Gudakesh Moti. He's been making some real revs around the cricketing world with his bowling and batting as well.
Yeah, he's actually been drafted now for the Guyana Amazon Warriors in the Global Super League coming up. West Indies naming their test squad to take on Bangladesh. Moti not in that test squad for some strange reason. Jamal Warkan is there. So Moti now available and will be suiting up for the Guyana Amazon Warriors in the GSL.
Well, I think I saw a release not long ago, a press release saying that, well, this one is nicely tickled. They surely will go back and complete 2 here. Good looking shot. That he sought permission from Cricket West Indies to leave the test camp and sign on to the Global Super League. I don't know how true it is, but I guess somebody will be telling us the truth not long from now. But I know 3 Guyanese have been drafted into that test squad.
Look at Barnwell now with 2 slips in play for young Gafur. Big appeal. Umpire Moses Ramphel quickly says not out. But I want to look at the foot of Chulai as he bowls in the jeet. Look at where he's landing relative to the box. Leg buys, signal by umpire Ramphel.
Yes, and let's look at this one here. Very close to the umpire. Yes, he's landing outside that box there. That's something he has to be very careful with. And those 3 Guyanese drafted in that test squad, Shamar Joseph, Tevin Imlak, and yes, 6 overs gone here, 32 for the loss of 2. And Kevin Sinclair. Good luck, Guyanese boys. Good luck, West Indies against Bangladesh. So a great fight happening out in the middle here. The Piranhas looking for that 164 for victory. They managed 32, but they have lost 2 wickets so far. 132 runs now require for a victory. And the run rate keep climbing, 9.43. Those bars tell a story up and down. A wicket to this 32 for 2 can spell a lot of trouble.
Power play over. Dick with his first 3 overs in the power play. He's going to wrap up now. So Nandu just beginning to open up a little bit. Spend some time getting his 4 runs. Dick in his final over.
Oh, that's nicely cut away by Rashad Ghafoor, and it's getting away towards the boundary. Has it been knocked back by the fielder? Well, apparently it looks like that, and that's a good save. It's not a boundary. Had to dive, and dive he did. That's good fielding, John.
Yeah, from the naked eye, well, from the first camera angle, I should say, looked as if it went into the boundary. Look at what. Caribbean Airlines heading towards the Eugene F. Correa Airport. What beauty it is. 4 now being signaled by umpire Stefan Josiah. As we look at a replay.
Yes, and good that the umpire was guided, I think, asking the fielder on the boundary That was pretty close indeed. So from your naked eyes, John, you did call it right at the beginning.
Yeah, Swami showing good sportsmanship as well, telling the umpire it went into the boundary. But Gaffur steering that one nicely previously in the third man boundary. This time gets another single as the ball popped on him just about his hips.
Yeah, and Rashad Gafoor hails from the Cotton Tree Die-Hard Cricket Club. His dad, Roshan Gafoor, plays a fantastic role in that area, promoting the game, building infrastructure, nicely milked down towards long on, and they'll get a single.
Yeah, so the fun day is on the next weekend, 24th. We mentioned earlier it was Karim, but it actually was Gafoor, Rashad Gafoor and his team, inviting us all to the Cotton Tree ground.
And this is good to see that they're picking up the singles here. And John, when cricket is played in that part of Guyana, Blairmont, Cotton Tree, the Edwards, you're talking 300-400 people turning up to watch those games, and even more, especially if it's night cricket. I've been there quite often, and the atmosphere is just terrific. Stroking the last ball of over number 7 down towards the long off. So 7 gone, it's 41 for the loss of 2.
And Dick has completed his spell. 2 for 20 from the right arm off spinner. Yet again, bowling in the power play with the new ball. 3 of his 4 overs were in the power play. Good work from him again.
Certainly, very good work. July Force over 2 was good, very economical, just 3 runs coming off. He will continue from the northern end of the ground. Shadows begin to lengthen here. There's no fear that we're going to lose light, or artificial lights are working here at the National Stadium.
And I hear that grin from you there in the Jeet as you're about to make that statement. Chulai about to start his second. Barnwell at slip for Nandu. This was cut away nicely. Work for Daniel Mutu. 2 runs quickly. Big game tonight, 7 p.m. Essequibo Jaguars against Essequibo Anacondas. 1.7 million is the winning purse. That news only coming to us moments ago. So we'll have to keep banging it in. Steered in nicely. This one is going to run away by Nandu. Lovely late dab, really. Not cutting at it too hard, just steering it down towards third and into the boundary nicely. Too much of room outside his off stump, and he accepts. But if you look at where Chulai is landing, we'll have to get the umpires to weigh in on this one. But no umpire has so far mentioned anything about it. As Junior makes a point to Senior Van Lang.
Chulai has had a wonderful tournament. I saw him in a few games earlier. Very impressive.
So you'll have a look as well, Naim, to see where he's landing relative to the box as he bowls to Nandu.
I spotted that actually.
So the rules say you have to be within the box. If the umpires are not seeing anything about it, maybe they're not seeing it, not sure. Sometimes I get the impression he's going outside of the box.
But then the fielders, somebody should object to the umpire. If the umpire is unaware, this is not looking nice. 73 balls, 115. A few good overs will change that around, whether they can do that.
The 50 on the board. 9 runs from over number 8. 50 for 2. The target 164.
Matthew Nandu is very, very an intelligent batsman. So I think he's doing his calculations, getting the updates from his squaddies in the dugout. And he would know one is retaining your wicket if you want to win, and the other, that's the previous innings. Retaining your wicket is one, and then you have to get 1 or 2 big overs. And what I mean by big overs, not massively big. I'm talking here of over 10 will shape things up a little bit for you. 15, you get a couple of loose balls, but you have to utilize all the singles.
$15 wickets for Ricardo Adams at the top of the wickets chart. Look at that, the young ones coming out.
Have they exchanged babies, actually?
It's a baby factory, you never know. Barnwell starts over number 9, replacing Dwayne Dick, who has completed his spell of 4 overs. Consecutive overs once again from the right-arm off spinner. And now Barnwell coming in for his first opportunity with ball.
Dwayne Dick, Chulai, and a few others are really good discoveries, and many of them too are the under 19 players. Had a long little chat with Shamar Apple, just about 15 years old, one of the very, very bright ones for the future. Just had a little chat with him about conduct and zipping up a little bit on your mouth. The more you talk, the more trouble you're likely to get in. Can affect you. Fast delivery, but Gafur there stabbing it away. It's a full toss. They'll come back for some overthrows. And he gets over the boundary ropes too. Bad bit of work there. No backing up.
Yeah, no backing up at all. And Chulai not able to cut it off as well. He had to go for a direct hit. And in doing so, missed the woodwork. No one backing up in the circle. That's Dwayne Dick who first picked up the ball and had that throw. Had he hit and the bat would have been dismissed, everyone would have been celebrating. Now that he missed and has been into the boundary for 4 overthrows, everyone at his throat.
That's how the world goes, I think. You're famous, you're legendary. The world celebrates you. You fail, they boo you. In the middle of your classy career, they'll boo you. If the great Brian Lara, even the Sachin Tendulkar could get that sometimes, they don't allow you that space of failure.
Look at the ring of feelers. There's a lot of players in the ring as Matthew Nandu takes strike. Quick single, Barnwell with his follow through cannot cut it off. Had a chance but was fumbling and eventually got through.
Smart single, and it put Barnwell under such pressure that he buckled. But good thinking, alert batsman. From the time he nicked it, he was off, putting pressure on Barnwell, and he fumbled. Just get a single here, down to long leg. The shadows all stretching out here at the National Stadium now. As you can see, it's covering part of the pitch. I wonder if that ever gets to be a humbug. Most cricket grounds, you see that in the afternoon time. Saw it in Jamaica, saw it at Border. Most grounds that have a little high-rise building, you'd find that coming into the
This one's clipped away, but there's a fielder there. That square leg position running around towards the backward square. Swami. So a single to end Barnwell's first over. 9 runs conceded. 9 gone. 59 for loss of 2. The shadows, remember, will be there on the ground. But with the sight screen behind the bowler's arm, that's where the batters tend to look up to where the ball is coming from. While some players do look at where it's pitching. So those players might have a little bit of an issue. But more often than not, it's where it's coming from.
Well, they can have an issue if they want. They can't appeal because we're not going to move any of these stands. What clubs have saved their money, especially smaller clubs. There you go. The height of the stand will bring the shadows. That's one area you can't appeal. Many clubs have gone through the process of survival, accumulating money to construct. So I guess there's nothing you can do about that. Clipping away, long chase for backward square, comes around in time. It's a good bit of work there. Had a long run from backward square all the way to fine leg.
Gaurav Ramesh putting in some good work, running some good miles on that occasion. Nandu accumulating 19 in relatively quick time from just 22 deliveries. Rashad Ghaffur and him building a nice partnership now. Still 103 away from their target. In over number 10, just as we approach the drinks break. Chulai in his third over now. Look at that, a total cool of the shadow here this afternoon. Ghaffur takes strike. If he's going to get to a higher level, Chulai, his fielding, not only to his own bowling, but when he's in the outfield as well, he's to work on his pace running around. And I guess the only way you can do that is by continuously doing it. Wicketless so far.
Just having a second look there. They're going to come back for 2. Smart. Good running. Congratulations, youngsters. Just having a second look at where Chulai's right foot is landing again. It was outside of the box.
Yeah, but that's his front foot, so that's pretty fine. The back foot is the one that, once it cuts, as the Parrots make their way home as well this afternoon. That's an indication that it's getting dark.
But the Macaws passed very easily. These guys are noisy.
So the Macaws do not need to announce their beauty. These, on the other hand.
I do that sometimes in front of the mirror. You don't get the compliments outside, you go compliment yourself.
So Campbellville is not too far from the Georgetown Zoo. Edge, but falling well short of Perez at first slip. And in the afternoons, when you hear the Parrots going in, you tend to think it's time to wrap up as well before your parents start shouting at you. 10 gone, 71 for 2.
Well, that's at the end of 10. A little break outside, a little break inside.
Back live here at Providence. Over number 11 about to begin with Barnwell. Running into Matthew Nandu. Big appeal. Look at that exaggerated movement from Barnwell after pitching. No appeal coming from the wicketkeeper in Ronaldo Jeffrey. And Nandu, after missing it, just moved away. Look at that. Half-hearted from the keeper. But it's a good delivery from Barnwell. In his second over now, the captain of the Pitbulls. Slow delivery this time. Chance for runner to the strikers end. Non-strikers end, in fact. And Perez had to hit. Did not. And Nandu gets in. So with Energy joining us again. Barnwell now running in purposefully. Disappointed not to be in tonight's final. But third sounds much better than fourth. And that's, I'm sure, what he's playing for.
Exactly, and there's still a lot to play for here. Some cash prizes as well. And there's always a difference between cash prize ending up third and ending up fourth. And young Rashad Ghaffur just beginning to grow in stature out in the middle. And Matthew Nandu on 24. But they will have to choose a time when they are going to take extra risk. You do not want to leave everything come the last 4 overs and then you have to go 13, 14 runs and over. It's not going to really happen here. Hey, outfoxed and beaten outside the line of the off stump. I was well disguised by Barnwell. A slower delivery.
Slower leg cutter, well bowled. Like a quick leg break. Look at that Ghaffur, as you were just mentioning. Slightly opening the face of the bat. Because he was committed to the stroke. That was too good for him.
And again, it's coming off of the slice of the bat there. He might want to say, I deliberately did that, maybe at the last moment. But I think that it genuinely, once again, outfoxed by Barnwell, but he got the single. Nandu comes back into strike. And look at that required run rate. Keep climbing. Close to 10 now.
In the last 2 overs, you can back yourself to score around 10 runs and over. But to do so consistently for 9 overs sometimes can be a big ask. With Barnwell now finishing his second over, yet to pick up a wicket. 11 gone, 73 for a loss of 2. Target is some 91 runs away from the last 9 overs.
Yes, and that required run rate has gone above 10. It's 10.11. And I think that's what the two of them are discussing there. Partnership of 46 from 38. Not bad at all. Matthew Nandu is leading this partnership. But at some point in time, one out of these two must take some risk. If you have to go over the top, go over the top. You need to scamper those runs a little bit quicker out on the pitch, hoping that there's a misfield and you get another run. So many different things you can do. Maybe come down the track, try to get the bowler off a rhythm. But there must be a planned strategy. It's getting more difficult as the balls go by.
Gaurav Ramesh now coming into the attack. Over number 12. Yet another left arm spinner in this tournament. Perhaps we'll have a look at the number of left arm spinners in the tournament to get an exact figure. Ask one of the statisticians to give us that figure. But all very capable. Quick single.
Yes, there's been a plethora of them. We just saw a few off spinners. Mahim Khan is one of those. There's also Richie Loknath off spinner. We saw Wilson. Williams as well. There was one back of the arm spinner, the Chinaman. Right. Total ambition. Other than that, a variety, like you rightly said, John. Left arm spinner, a plethora of them coming through.
We saw Riyad Latif, the leg spinner. And you can count those on one hand, the leg spinners in this year's tournament. More runs for Nandu. Well, just a single. It was that well hit. Timing and placement. Cannot find the boundary. 7 p.m. The championship is on the line. National T20 champions waiting to be crowned. Who will it be? Will it be the Jaguars or will it be the Anacondas? Today is one of those days of cleanup, Inderjeet, and coming this morning to the venue on Mandela Avenue. Oh, Gafur, whether it was deliberately or not, is going to get some runs here down towards third man. Chula is after it, and it goes into the boundary for 4. And you can hear the spectators getting involved. Chulai, what have you done? Could have done so much better in pulling that one up. In the end, it touches the boundary rope. Umpire Moses Ramphal sighted, and of course, without the television, cannot confirm.
Yeah, a little bit of fumble there on the boundary line. That was touch and go. First, the fielder got there. Look here. Tried to stop it with the hand, the boot, then the ball trickled onto the rope. Down the track, and sometime it had to happen. That's in the air, the catch taken wide over the long on region, and Matthew Nandu had to go for the shot, didn't get the power, and he has to come back to the pavilion.
Hitting against the wind here, and the tall figure of Jonathan Van Lang on the field as a substitute in a perfect position, that long on position, kept his eyes on it, and was aware that the boundary rope was right behind him as well. See Matthew Nandu losing the bottom hand while playing that shot, and because of that did not get the power that he was looking for. So he perishes, though 78 for 4. Gaurav Ramesh gets his first wicket. Nandu goes for 25.
And well bowled by Gaurav Ramesh. That's the reason why the man was planted out on the wide long on boundary for that very shot. Because it was open territory, he could have chosen to go back over the head of the bowler, but the angle that the ball was bowled with dragged him into the shot. He tried to control it, maybe get it away from the fielder, but he just couldn't. Can't blame Nandu. Somebody had to take the fight to the bowlers. In the end, he took it and he perished.
What a difference it would have made had that boundary been given. It would have been it would have been Rashad Ghafoor would have been on strike. And it could have been a different story. 78 for 3, I said 78 for 4. But it's actually 78 for 3 as Captain Jonathan Rampasad makes his way to the middle. Ghafoor to be on strike to Barnwell.
Yes, and starting there with the delivery, drifting down the leg side, and a wide signal by umpire Stefan Josiah. 79 for 3. There's still hope. Rashad Ghafoor has been batting extremely well. Jonathan Rampasad has just come to the wicket, and we all know the gift of this youngster. He's the skipper out in the middle. He's got to call a wide, drifting again. Maybe just trying to attack that middle and leg stump, and in so doing, drifting further and further down the leg side. They won't mind. They'll welcome a few more like this.
Nice little hand for Ghafoor. Rampasad will have to play some strokes to get this run chase back on track for the Piranhas. Oh, another one for Barnwell. Overcompensating and just too wide of the mark, outside the off stump this time.
Yes. So that's 3 wides. Just look at this on the replay where that one was going. I think it's a good call by umpire Stefan Josiah. Barnwell didn't look happy, but that was indeed a wide. This time, the off cutter to the right-handed batter.
Barnwell on target. Could have easily played on. Gaffur really enjoying his innings here this afternoon. Trying to take this opportunity with both hands.
Well, he will learn how serious his Barnwell's off cutter. That's one of his main weapons. Like that again. And this time the French got between him and the stumps. And they will go back and complete two. Good running between the wicket here. But once again, Barnwell looking for the off cutter there. Got it. But he got the inside edge of the bat and was lucky to get two. Now, the wristy shots are going to be played as we come down towards the 13th, 14th over and beyond. More risk will be taken. On the first bounce to Dwayne Dick down at wide mid-off.
Yeah, Dick is everywhere. Saw him involved in an almost run out earlier. Look at him putting his body on the line, Dick. Dick is hurt. Dick is floored.
Something has gone wrong with him there. I'm not too certain what was it.
Dick has gone down.
Dwayne Dick is up again. He's going to fight. He's not going to allow anybody to keep him down whatsoever. Here is Barnwell once again in over number 13. Short and cut away. That's going to bring him a boundary. It does. Down towards fine third man. Short lifting outside the line of the off stump, and he gets the boundary, Rashad Gaffur.
Look at that. He kept his eyes on it. It was too close to cut. And with the extra bounce and pace, it took the outside edge, the top edge, and went into the boundary quickly. Even to feel that wide third man position could not come around in time. Clinton Pestano.
Yeah, you don't want the run rate to get up to around that 12, and I think these boys understand that. So far, so good. And look at him coming down to Barnwell. Saw him coming, pulling back the length of the delivery. Still managed to scamper a single down towards mid-on. So you can see the urgency is there.
Barnwell started with 3 wides. BetCageSports in the house. A big thank you to BetCageSports. Play responsible. Must be 18 years plus to check them out.
Yes, and they have business enterprises across Guyana. BetCage. In Trinidad and Tobago as well. That's a lovely looking shot by Jonathan Rampasad. Will bring him a single. 13 overs gone at the end of 13. 88 for the loss of 3.
Seven overs still to go, 75 to get from the 42 remaining deliveries. A look at the bowling options. We haven't seen Clinton Pestano as yet. 2 wickets to Dick. He's out of the attack. Chulai and Barnwell with 1 over each. Ramesh has just started his spell. Swami has 2. So lots of options still for Christopher Barnwell, even as the sun sets here at the National Stadium. And you can see on this tournament in the Jeet, with just 1 match to go, the big one, the championship, beginning at 7 p.m. with 1.7 million, which will go towards the winners at stake.
Yes, and that's going to be the Essequibo Jaguars against the Essequibo. On the track, missed everything, Rashad Gaffur. After playing so well, outfoxed by Gaurav Ramesh, he has gotten his man.
Lapse in concentration there from the young man. And he's gifted his wicket away to the opposition at a time when his team needed him most. Look at this. Round the wicket. Away from the right-handed batter. Away from the flashing blade as well. And Ronaldo Jeffrey completing a regulation stumping.
Yes, and when you come down the track, you want to ensure that there is something behind the ball, just in case if you miss, your body will be covering that one from getting past to the keeper. Good work behind the stump, soft dismissal. Good innings though from the youngster. He's going to be motivated by that as another aircraft makes its way. Is it not certain whether it's going east, whether it's going west? In fact, it's going east. Eugene F. Korai International.
Following the birds, following the parrots and the macaws earlier. 90 for 4 in the 14th. Sion Glasgow, who's having a wonderful tournament in the field especially. You've seen him with one of the better innings as well in the tournament. Tend to hit the ball a long way. The West Barbician.
Yeah, they'll scamper one here. Doubt whether they're going to go back for two. Good chase by the wicketkeeper and bowler, and that's working in tandem nicely. Want to avoid the second run there. And look, it's gone above 10 now, the required run rate, 11.23. Jonathan Rampasad, he knows that, the left-hander. He has faced just 2 deliveries because he has just come out in the middle. Yes, and we did mention that big final coming up later on at 7 p.m. That's on the lights, or 19 hours, whatever you use to tell the time. This is in the air, bisecting the backward point, and the short-third man, Dwayne Dick, is after it. Does a good job too. And they will come back and complete 2 runs. So Glasgow, he moves on to 3. Was a good shot, picked the gap nicely. You don't mind if they're in the air once it's away from the fielder at this stage. So 14 overs gone, 94 for the loss of 4. Remind you about that.
So no doubt moving at a rapid rate. We'll be bowling to Jonathan Rampasad, skipper of the Piranhas. 70 to get from 36.
Well, that's a bumper. It's in the air. It's going to fall pretty safe. And he's going to test them with a few bumpers. And I think the thinking behind Barnwell here is to ensure I have the extra pace at this hour when he thinks the run chase is on.
I love the fact that Pestano's enjoying his game. You can see that he's having fun bowling at these players. And when he was batting earlier, he enjoyed his batting. And that is a hallmark of someone who's in a good headspace.
That's a good delivery. A little quicker on, banged it into the pitch and played down towards a short extra cover. And more spectators are coming in at the stadium, no doubt, with the expectation of that grand final tonight between Essequibo Anacondas and Essequibo Jaguars. And there are lots of Essequibians living in Demerara as well. Well, that was just on top of the stumps there, just above, missing it. Looking to play the pull shot, the left-handed Sion Glasgow, and was completely deceived by Clinton Pestano.
Familiar plats in his hair. Clinton Pestano plays it straight out of Guyana as well. Plays a lot of cricket in Trinidad and Tobago. Last stint would have been at Cosmos. Flicked away powerfully. And in the gap as well. So 4 runs now to Glasgow. Taking on Pestano in over number 15. 100 almost on the board now for the Piranhas.
Yes, and he's straight there in line, Clinton Pestano. And the left-handed Sion Glasgow is a big boy once he connects. And he made beautiful connection with that one coming off the toe of the bat, but the timing was there as well. And all he needed was a little flick, and he got it beautifully. That's a magnificent shot.
$100 coming up on the board now for the Piranhas. Still with work to do if they're going to get to that target of 164. They have one delivery in this over and 5 full overs to go, in which they need to get 64 if they're going to be finishing this tournament in third position. The Providence Piranhas got into the semifinals in position number 4. Good quick delivery on the line of the body this time, following the left-handed Rampasad, who's looking to cut. 15 gone, 100 for 4. Snort of a delivery from Pestano. Well bowled.
At one moment, I thought Jonathan Rampasad was checking to see if his nose is still there, because one of the hand came off the bat and was checking that area. He smelt the leather then. That was a beautiful delivery. You want to bowl a bumper? That's how you got to do it.
Waiting in the wings. Some of the youngsters on the other side of the of the pavilion. Getting into the twilight of the evening now. Nice Saturday evening here in Georgetown. Ramesh to continue. Singles would not do it at this stage. Need at least 2 runs every ball. So it means that you need to get boundaries every over as well. Rampasad would know that very well.
Yes, I agree with you, John. Not long from now, we might very well see the artificial lights coming on. They, at the moment, they've been heated up. Yes, that's the fellas we're talking about. And they normally brighten the place. Down the track and a big swing. His protection out on the boundary area there. Didn't get the gap he was looking for. And you're right about this. 62 from 28 balls. We're in over number 16. They're in serious trouble here, the Piranhas. They come out here to fight. Yes, they are fighting the Pitbulls. Defending that 163 exceptionally well.
Swinging for the fences, and look at this one. Gulcharantulai, as if he's going to redeem himself in the outfield. Diving forward and taking a wonderful catch. And the emotions on his face tells you what, I can do this every day. Glasgow goes for 9, it's now 102 for 5.
Yes, high fives out in the middle. Look at that smile from young Gulcharantulai. You're right, John. He's going to boast now. They've been saying, I can't feel. I can catch a cricket ball. Look at that one. Glasgow didn't get the power. That's the reason why the fielder was set there. Nicely taken as he rolled over and kept the ball in the palm of his hands for dear life.
Quick delivery that was directed on the foot of the batsman. Then looking to clear the fielder there at that square leg position. Chulai said, not today. This angle will give you a good indication. Got good connection. But Chulai kept his eyes on it. So the Pitbulls were defeated last night by the Anacondas. That's why they're playing for 3rd and 4th today. Whereas the Piranhas did not put up a big enough fight against the Jaguars. So they're playing for 3rd and 4th. These two losing semi-finalists. The winner, however, from this contest will get $200,000. Earlier we saw the ladies winner getting $300,000. $150,000 for the losing side. But tonight, the championship on the line. Still 62 to get from 27. The winning team will not only take home the inaugural title of National T20 champions, but will also pocket the $1.7 million. Losing side will get $500,000. Good payday, you'll say. 5 preliminaries, 1 semi-final and a final, 7 matches and take 1.7 and go.
Yes, absolutely. A good payday for them. And I'm happy now that leather ball cricket, or what we come to know, hardball cricket, is bringing in these prizes. And I'll tell you why I say that. Over the last couple of years, we've seen softball money prizes, cash prizes, whooping 3 million, 2.5. We recently completed Vice President Bar Jagdeo T20 Softball Cup 2. More than $3 million in cash prizes. Yes, tape ball as well. That tape ball was a more $1 million top prize. 1.5, says John. He was the guy that organized it along with a group of fellas. They've taken the prize money to another level. So all that hardball can do now is to catch up and even surpass. 16 gone, 104 for 5. Gaurav Ramesh, 3 for 14 from his 3 overs. That's brilliant bowling from the youngster. And it's good to see that our youngsters are making their names count. Joshua Passat, 64. Barnwell, 51. Pestano, 20. Propel the Pitbulls to that 163 for 8. Danai, 3 for 38. Umrao, 1 for 24. And Aryan Passad, 1 for 15. Piranhas, Rashad Ghafoor promised a lot, stayed around for a while. Other than that, it has been a little, well, not a little, a lot of struggle for them. 60 runs off 24 balls, that is what needed. Hello, Naeem.
Hi, Jeet. Should I say good afternoon or good night?
I'll take the high.
It's getting pretty dark here at the National Stadium. In a while, after this game is over, they'll be putting on the lights in preparation for the grand finale of this tournament. It's been long and pretty hectic.
Yes, and I think the lights are already being heated up here. Here's a drive by Jonathan Rampasad, not making any contact whatsoever. The bowling has been good, and I think Barnwell, his captaincy is of the highest order here. He knew exactly when to bowl Clinton Pestano. When the run begin to climb, he can count on his fast bowler with his short deliveries, those that are well pitched up, vast experience as well, difficult to score off.
No doubt about Barnwell's capacity, leadership. Now, that's in the air. Someone is going to get there. Good catch. Looks like Raymond Perez. But
that's a brilliant catch indeed. Had to run from the boundary and come all the way inside the 30-yard circle. Well done. Catches like these will definitely win matches.
Just coming back to Barnwell, as the Piranhas sink further into quicksand, the previous over, Barnwell had a discussion with the bowler, loaded the offside field, 6-3, 3 on the onside. That was a repeat of the catch. And asked that bowler to bowl everything outside the line of the off stump, nothing short. But he had the 3 men on the leg side all the way to the boundary. He's a smart guy. He's been around I think Barnwell was privileged too in the G to have had bruising of shoulders with people like Roger Harper from the same club, and so they developed their cricket.
Yes, certainly, and he has learned a lot. And good to see him still playing cricket in Guyana at the first division level, coming out, lending from his vast experience, being the captain of the Pitbull team. They are the winners of the recent 10-10 Guyana Cricket Board blast. And, coming back here and making it a count as well. So it's important that our senior rub shoulders with the younger generation. They can learn from them if they're willing to learn. I think that's the key thing.
And that's why I'm happy to hear people like Devendra Bishu, you've got Pomal and company from Berbice interacting with some of the young Berbice players.
Shy at the stumps and miss, and now they'll come through for the run. Can't blame them. It has been a real pressurized situation out in the middle. And Senior in Chattagoon, he's doing a fine job up in Berbice as well, working with some youngsters. And across the country, you know, we need some of our past players to go there, whether, if they have the time, voluntarily, and assist, especially in the villages that produce you. You must be able to give back something to society.
In the villages for free, but there are many people who have either retired or off of cricket for whatever reason. Lifting delivery there, handled well by Latchman. But as your country gets richer, they all look forward to something. Many of them who did not make the IPLs and so on. Of course, they're still in need of money, so...
Yes, I agree with you. Everybody looks for their bread and their butter, and it's a professional sport. But at the end of the day, you know, there must be some amount of giving back to society. Short, and he's pulling at this one. Peels off the face of the bat. Behind the keeper, looking for a second. It's not on. The return comes in. And that was a short lifting delivery by Clinton Pestano. And he's worked up good pace so far in this year's tournament.
Suffice to say, he's getting it to lift appreciably. That was one of the many that he deduced a lot of bounce.
Look at that required run rate, 18.32. I don't think it's going to happen for the Piranhas this afternoon. Not that I'm giving up on them. That's a full toss. And even the full toss cannot be put away. This is what I'm saying. It's going to get more difficult for them because we have not seen the kind of skill set with the rest that remain. The Vintral Latchman can hit the ball. There's no doubt about that. 17 gone, 107 for the loss of 6. Has he come in a little bit late? That should be the question.
I understand he had a very good knock in the Berbice game. You were there.
I was at the Blairmont Community Centre. I wasn't at number 69. But we heard about that. Yes, some fight from Gafoor. That's Rashad Gafoor, 28 from 25. Nandu, 25 from 31. Maybe Nandu was just expecting a little bit more. And look at that. Beautiful scenes as the lights begin to take stage here at Providence.
And the Lord said, let there be light. And there was light. When I say Lord, I'm referring to you because a short while ago you said they're heating up there.
Yes, they were definitely heating up. Mutt and Jeff did say many hands make light work. So when there is a power outage, why people don't get together and put their hands up now? They might very well make the light work. Wow, that was a nice delivery. Some turn here for Gaurav Ramesh. And Ali Budu completely deceived by that one.
I'm seeing intent from the batsman. That's a no ball signal by the umpire. The intention is there to score, but the capacity, it seems, they're just not getting it.
Well, that's a no ball. And a free hit has been signaled by umpire Moses Rampal. Gaurav Ramesh. Well, a little discussion between the two umpires. I think, has it to do anything with the ball out in the middle? Can be lights. The lights are coming on. Maybe you are right to maybe wait until it comes on a little bit more before they decide to go. All that are possibility, Naeem, so you're right.
It's looking a bit brighter already. The lights are on. Maybe not at its fullest, not brightest, but that's good. It builds momentum. Just another few minutes, so the ground is actually lighting up already. Looks a bit brighter when you look at your screen.
So we're over number 18. All is well. A helmet has been asked for. And why not? Protect the skull so you can protect the brains. It's important. Short and pulled around. Will this beat the fielder? No, it can't. Good feeling on the boundary. Cholai once again, and I think he's going to get some clap from his from his teammates. And that one actually hit the stumps, but they're home. So he saw him take a catch, and good running and pick up there by Chulai.
You just get the impression that the Piranhas have resigned themselves. There we go. What is that?
I hope it's not an alien craft coming towards us. Whatever it is, it looked like a plastic bag being floated around, and our cameraman was good enough to pick that up.
Well, you need a few more like that goes over that rope. A few more would give you a measure of hope. Just an element. Latchman, as you mentioned before, very, very handy in these situations.
Yes, and sometimes when you have batters like these and it isn't going for you, you need to get them a little bit earlier. He has the power, has the skill set. You saw him clear the front foot beautifully. That's a top-class shot. You'll see that shot in top-class cricket. Going again for it this time. The edge found, the catch will be taken now, and Latchman has to go. Can't blame him whatsoever. He had to go for broke. And that's a 7th wicket going down. And Ramesh has gotten his 4th wicket. 4 for 22. Playing against the spin there. And he paid the penalty.
Lots of left-arm spinners. I think you made the point earlier. There's Ramraj as well. Early in the tournament, I saw him get a lot of turn from the Lusignan and the LBI pitches.
Yes, and the selectors won't mind that. They will like to have a headache. So when it comes in picking a national team, they have a set of people whom to choose from. It's just not 1 or 2 or 3. I think our bowlers have done a good job so far in this tournament. Good time to remind you, this is the 3rd place playoff between the Piranhas and the Pitbulls in the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League, powered by BetCageSports under the patronage of His Excellency, the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, and also under the One Guyana banner. That's a dream, a vision of our President. And I know many, many Guyanese as well who want to see our country unite. You can have all the monies in the world. If you do not unite as a people, it's going to be wasted.
Faster delivery, and that takes the inner part of the bat. You look at his body language. I think he was aiming towards the offside and took the inner part of the bat there.
And 18 overs gone at the end of 18. It's 117 for the loss of 7. And that name, that One Guyana. In fact, there's one more delivery to go. I beg your pardon. Just got distracted a little. My apologies.
Now that's in the sweet spot, so to speak. And even that couldn't have been dispatched.
So now the over's been completed, 18 gone, 117 for the loss of 7.
So I'm seeing the intent. It's the capacity to dispatch. I think they've been struggling over the last maybe 3 wickets or so. Had a brief period. There was some hope. I think when Nandu was at the wicket, because of his talent, that he could have changed things around. There we go with the lights. It was not to be when he got out.
So it's very bright out in the middle. Look at that. 47 required from 12 deliveries. It's not going to happen. Will they choose to bat out their 20 overs? I think it makes a lot of sense. They'll have to look back here, the Piranhas, where they went wrong. I expected this to be much more closer than it is at the moment. Off the back foot, that's trash through backward point, which is vacant, and away to the boundary for 4. Ashraf Ali Budu, well played.
Just wondering whether it's a little bit too late. But nevertheless, I think his colleagues will be happy with that, but they probably need 11 more of those.
And you might have to get some of those being 6s as well, if they're going to get there. 43 from 11 balls. Probability is still there, but it's highly improbable for something like that to happen. Good looking on drive. So he's making a little hay while the sun shines. The return comes in. That's wide of the stumps. And they get 2 more.
I hope we'll see a bit of spectators coming in later. If you're watching this, especially the people around Georgetown and the East Bank of Demerara, that'll be the GCB T20 League Grand Finale. Slower ball. Nice shot though from Ashraf Ali Budu. Spotted it, came onto the back foot, squared it up on the offside. Not many runs though.
Yes, he's a good youngster. We are seeing some of the shots that he's very capable of playing. Why not? Have a little fun out there in the last couple deliveries that are needed. Explore the field. Don't try to go big over the top and get yourself caught out. Just play a normal game. Pestano. Well, just like I said, don't play the ball in the air, and went off the back foot and found the fielder down at square cover. He's gone. That's Suresh Danai cutting it straight to the cover fielder. And another one has bitten the dust for the Piranhas. 128 for the loss of 8.
When a side reaches a situation like this, you can see the dejection on their body language and their faces. He walks back quite bitterly, disappointed, rejected and dejected.
Yes, did well with the ball. In 1 over, he took 3 wickets. That really made his bowling figures look good, and did bowl well, other than the first over, that first 2 overs I think that went for 27. Did came back nicely. Nothing with the bat, however. Has not troubled the scorers whatsoever. So let's turn our attention now, Naeem, on that grand final tonight. All Essequibo clash. Essequibo Jaguars against the Essequibo Anacondas. 2 Adams coming up against each other. They are not brothers whatsoever. Anthony Adams, the skipper for the Anacondas, and Ricardo Adams, the captain for the Jaguars. That should be a cracker.
Well, I like the 2 Adams. They play for the Essequibo region in the intercounty tournament. But if I'm to give a heads up or a thumbs up for intelligence as in the field of captaincy, I'll say Anthony is always there fighting away, intelligent cricketer. But whether his team will win, that's another story. The Jaguars have had some really good games. The Anacondas have got some key players. If they get going, anything can happen. Quinton Sampson is one of those. He has been in terribly bad form for the entire tournament until recently.
Yes, and that was only last evening when he banged the ball around for his 40-odd runs, Quinton Sampson. So he has touched form, so he will be depended heavily upon. Kevin Bodie has been in rollicking form. I like the way he has been striking the ball. Abdul Ramsami is there as well. Tay Chandapal is in the 15. Whether he'll play or not is another story. Rampatab Ramnath in that team too. And of course the big gun Chemo Paul. 19 overs gone. 128 for the loss of 4.
Well, thank you for reading some of those names. I think when the public hears that, you might see some of them reaching down here. But just a word on Kevin Bodie. I like looking at him bat. He's a very, very classy batsman. Of course, age is not on his side, so a little bit late to climb the ladder, but he's a beautiful batsman to look at. Stroke play, flair, flamboyance, all words to describe him.
Yes, and the Jaguars too, a very, very strong team as well, led by Ricardo Adams, the likes of Ashmead Ned. He's in the 15. Kemal Savory in that 15 as well. And Savory has been striking the ball nicely. And we can't forget Zainul Ramsami. He's in top form, good young cricketer. There's also Tomani Caesar, Kevin Jawahir, and the experienced Rajiv Ivan, among others. But those are key players to look forward to. Big swing and a miss. Appeal gone, his leg before. So the 9th wicket going down, Ali Budu, LBW Raymond Perez. 124 for 9. We're in the final over.
Of course, and I was just listening to the names there too. So what might happen, Jeet, is who bats first would want to take absolute command of that power play. That's going to be very, very important because that will lead the way for the rest to follow and take advantage of. If you don't do well in the power play, it pegs the team back a little bit.
Yes, and we do have a very good pitch here at the National Stadium of Providence. And as the matches continue to play, the pitch is getting better and better. Kelvin Umrao, the last man standing, is walking out in the middle there. Can they survive without being bowled out? They're not going to win here. 124 for the loss of 9, 5 deliveries to go. Gives you a little pride, that we survived the 20 and not being bowled out.
I know. It feels a little bit better. Compensatory, you call it. So you're still standing at the end of the battle. So again, tonight I think the power play will be very, very important. You win that, you're on your way. Makes it easier for the follow-up players. So some really good names, national names there.
Yes, certainly. And it's good to see these guys are making themselves available. Of course, Kevin Sinclair, Imlak, they're on West Indies duties, called up for that test match against Bangladesh. And there's also Shamar Joseph there. No, Moti, I think he has asked for an excuse. He has signed up with the Guyana Amazon Warriors to play in the Global Super League. There must have been some intervention along the way to get Godikesh down here. He's creating quite a stir in international cricket.
Well, we know him for his bowling, but he's been creating a lot of stir in the batting department.
Boy, that's a good shot. Will it go towards the boundary? It's heading there. Will get ahead of the field just about now. And Kelvin Umrao opens this account with a boundary. And the Piranhas, they're dying gloriously at the moment. Fine shot for 4.
Fine shot. He read the field, struck it over the top. Valiant effort there from that fielder, but that's not good enough. Enough legs there, the ball beating him.
And Raymond Perez working up some pace here. You should have seen his face, Raymond Perez, when he was outfoxed by Kelvin Umrao. First delivery crashed into his thumbs. He has a chance to take his wicket now. He's bowling bumpers as well. Are we finding another fast bowler at the moment, Raymond Perez, hitting the pitch very hard? Still 2 deliveries remain. So wherever you are, please ensure that you stay tuned to FL Sports. Broadcasted on the Guyana Cricket Board page, YouTube as well. FL Sports, Facebook too. YouTube, the big one coming up tonight. Jaguars against Anacondas. Which one will be taking the other into their own territory? We shall see tonight. It promised to be exciting, and we're going to bring you the action live in the Guyana Cricket Board National T20 League, powered by BetCageSports. Here's a big drive. Just a single here. And I think this is it. Yes, they have won by 35, you say, Naeem? Thank you very much. 129 for the loss of 9. In fact, 34 runs. They made 163. So a good 34-run victory here to clinch the 3rd position by the Demerara Pitbulls against the Berbice Piranhas. Congrats to them. A little bit more money in the pocket.
Yeah, they've been quite outplayed there, the Piranhas. Just to remind you, tonight's game, the winning finalists will get $1.7 million. The losing finalists, $500,000. And whoever wins here, which is in fact the Pitbulls, they'll get at least 200,000. That could do something, maybe to have a little drink with the boys later on.
There's going to be a lot of drinks if they go that way. Sukwa made 6. Romeo Dearnarine stuck around. Look good for his 19. 25 from Matthew Nando and 28 from Roshan Gafoor. Those are the ones that had the batting list. Other than that, not too much support whatsoever. Dwayne Dick, 2 for 20. 4 for 24 from 4. Gaurav Ramesh, congrats to him. He remembered this spell for a long time. 4 for 24. And certainly all chipped in. So that's a summary you're seeing there. Demerara Pitbulls 163 for 8. Demerara, in fact, 163 for 8. Piranhas 129 for 9. Pitbulls winning by 34 runs. So while the handshakes are going on out in the middle. Yes, so we're going to have a pre-match show just before the next match. Thank you so much, Sunil Joshua. So on behalf of the entire commentary team, we're going to take a break. Do not go away. Join us for that grand final. It's going to be Essequibo Jaguars against Essequibo Anacondas coming up at 19 hours tonight. It's bye for now.